You're in Braves country. drink like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Green. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture, our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Respect our sport. I love my sport. I love USA Cycling. I've been racing for 25 years. If I was the second, I would have boycotted with her, and I never do things like that. But just because of the perception that was involved in us not having a choice to come or not. 2 years ago,
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country, as we are set for another series, whether you like it or not. They changed everything in the application that we use to bring this to you on YouTube and on Facebook on Braves Country Radio. Also, hello to you in TikTok world on Braves Country X. So a couple things to go over, and then we'll get into the series. One note I do want to make is that this Friday, going into the St. Louis game, we are going to do a special All-Star game preview, and it's going to be pre-recorded, but it's going to drop for the country club members at noon. And so because it's pre-recorded, it will not be on TikTok. It will not be on Facebook. So the country club members will get it. If you want to listen to it, it'll be the pregame of the St. Louis opening series on Friday night, which obviously they play 8:15. So that's how you would hear it if you don't have if you're not a country club member. But we are going to go over the MLB All-Star game. I got a couple of guys jumping on with me. I got a Cincinnati Reds fan, a Boston Red Sox fan, and it should be a lot of fun. Going to talk about old older MLB All-Star games that we loved and looking at this one and what we're excited to see. And on that note, Matt Olson has been selected to be in the MLB All-Star game. Chris Sale has been selected, but Chris Sale obviously will not play. And they will, and look, if he was healthy, Schwellenbach would have been on that list as well. I firmly believe there's no way that Spencer Schwellenbach wouldn't have been an all-star. The guys that you'll actually get are going to be Acuna and look, we might get some late minute drops and you might get some surprises in Braves country getting onto that. But right now it's Acuna and he'll be in the home run derby and Matt Olson. And I've heard some people ask about Matt Olson in the home run derby. I don't even think that's something he'd be good at. And I know that sounds weird, but he's got such a long, it's not a swing. Typically a guy in a home run derby who does very well in the home run derby is a much quicker with his mechanics. And Matt Olson is much more, I'm trying to think of the right term for it, but he's methodical. And I don't think we want to rush, want to speed that up. So if there's people that dip out of the home run derby, I would really not like to see any of it be. Honestly, I don't want any of the Braves in it. I'm not a big fan that Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to be in it. But since this season is going south and fast, I don't think it can hurt anything. What the hell, why not? Looking at some of the other things that are going on, now we have a series starting today in Sacramento. It's not Oakland A's anymore. It's Sacramento for those of y'all who haven't kept up. I saw some questions in the chat Sunday as we were leaving. They play in Sacramento, and that's why they only go by the Athletics. And they'll be there for the next few seasons as they try to build a new stadium in Las Vegas. I believe the target date is 2028. And so what we're going into is we're going into a minor league park, and the ball flies out of there because of the wind, etc. So I expect some high-scoring games, even with this offense of the Atlanta Braves, which is not performed up to par. I do kind of expect that they're going to put some runs up on the board out there. I think you're going to get a big series out of Ronald Acuna Jr., out of Matt Olson. You might even see Riley take off a little bit. And I think our catching duo of Baldwin and Murphy are going to do well. Good to see everybody in the chat over on Braves Country Radio on the YouTube channel. I can see their comments a lot clearer than I can the ones over on TikTok. But you could see some of these offensive guys take off in the series. I mean, it's going to carry over into the St. Louis series and beyond. Probably not, because nothing has shown me so far that that's possible. This offense is bottom of the barrel. And it's because we have these huge holes in the bottom of the lineup. And let's be honest, as much as we love Ozzie Albies, as much as we love Michael Harris, they are automatic outs at this point on most nights. And it's exciting to get Jurickson Profar back. But had he been there and not broken the rules, I think this team is probably in the wild card. I don't think they're in the division race. I don't think you would have made it that big of a difference. But I think they're in a serious wild card hunt. And probably in the wild card lead, because you think of how many one-run games we lost in the months of April and May and into June. It would have made a huge difference to have Profar's bat in the middle of that lineup. And he's a good base runner too, so if he gets on, you'd have had that added. Looking at this series, the biggest question mark we're going to have in this series, and it's going to be the biggest question mark going forward, is what in the world are we going to get out of the starting pitching? Because the starting pitching setup, especially for this series, it is dicey at best. We've got Fuentes going on the mound tonight, and I'm telling you, the ball flies out of that park, and they've got some good offensive pieces on that Oakland Athletic. I'll probably say it a million times. They're not the Oakland Athletics. On the Athletics team, we have Fuentes, Elder, and then Strider on Thursday. I honestly don't know why they don't just wait to put Strider on Friday. I really don't.
it doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense because he's not going to pitch again this week. And Strider going on Friday makes 1,000% more sense because he pitched last Friday. You'd give him a week in between starts, and you'd give him another week in between starts. So he'd be your Friday pitcher for 3 weeks in a row because we don't play again until the following Friday where he could possibly, and I would think that they're going to set him at the beginning of the rotation on Friday, and then probably depends on what they decide to do, but I don't think they're going to put him and Holmes back-to-back. Let's be honest. It's going to be kind of dicey to do that because you want to try to break up the two guys in the rotation right now that you believe can go 6+ innings on every start are Spencer Strider and Grant Holmes. The rest of it's a crapshoot. You've got the rookie Fuentes, who I think has got real high upside long term, but he's 20 years old and he's got a 9 ERA coming into today. He's got some strikeout stuff, but he's going to give up runs. To me, I'm starting Strider in St. Louis. If you have any glimmer of a hope of making the playoffs, it makes more sense to have him start against the Cardinals anyways, because the Cardinals are a team that, let's say this team gets red hot in the second half of the season. And I know that's a big if. I'm not trying to blow sunshine up your ass, but let's say they get red hot at the back half of the season. St. Louis Cardinals are a team that they could end up in a tie, and the head-to-head would matter. We took 2 of 3 at home versus St. Louis in Atlanta much earlier in the season, and you would like to win this series. So I don't understand the idea of putting Strider in the – and look, they may change it. They have the right to do that. They may very well change it. But as of right now, what they have listed is that it's Fuentes, it's Elder, and it's Strider. And that's going to go up against Springs, Spence, and J.P. Sears. None of those pitchers are anyone that's going to wow you. But at the same token, you're talking about a stadium that puts a lot of runs up. I mean, a lot of runs up. And on top of that, on top of the fact that they put a lot of runs up, you're going up against some really weak pitching for the Braves, and it's not an automatic we're going to go in and win these games. I saw someone at the beginning of right before we started the cast. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Nicholas. It was somebody that says, I smell a sweep incoming, or I smell a sweep. You smell a sweep because we just got swept. That's let's be honest. You smell a sweep because we just got swept. And remember when we started that 9-game series against Philadelphia? I told you at that point we wanted to go 6-3 or better. We won 2 damn ball games. 2 ball games in that entire series. That is asinine. 2 ball games. 1 versus Philly, 1 versus LA, and then swept against a very bad Baltimore Orioles team. So now we go into the Athletics. I don't see how we can be a favorite against anybody anymore, but they continue to put us a favorite in Vegas because they keep believing what was back in March as the appearance that we are this dominant force. Well, when you wipe out basically our entire starting rotation, remember at the beginning of the year, they didn't even think Grant Holmes was going to be in the starting rotation. There was talks about Grant Holmes being a bullpen guy, and Spencer Strider was not because he was still on the mend. So when you go into spring training, what we thought was going to be our starting rotation, they're all gone. Bryce Elder has stuck around and bounced back and forth, but he wasn't necessarily so. The Ronaldo Lopez injury was the first of it. And then, and look, that's not the reason why the Braves are playing poorly or not winning games. The Braves aren't winning games because they're not getting any offense. And they're not getting offense because they believed in the next step of Michael Harris. They believed that Ozzie Albies would be somewhat similar to what he has been. I mean, let's be honest. This is an all-time bad season for Ozzie Albies. This isn't what you expect from Ozzie Albies. There's 4 pitchers. Peter said 3. There's 4. I think you forget about A.J. Smith-Shawver. A.J. Smith-Shawver, we'll see you in 2027. Raylo, we'll see you next year. Chris Sale, maybe August. Schwellenbach, maybe September. That's 4. Spencer Strider is the only one that is left on this team in the starting rotation that everybody expected to be in the starting rotation by the middle of the year, because everybody had A.J. Smith-Shawver taking over that 5 spot. Everybody had it was going to be Sale, Strider, Schwellenbach, and then A.J. Smith-Shawver and Ronaldo Lopez. And to be honest with you, if I'm building this team for next year, when it comes to Ronaldo Lopez, he's going to be my closer, because I do think there's something to be said about the fact that the guy was not ready for that many innings on his arm. We did the best we could spreading out his starts last year, but it eventually caught up to him. But he's going to be my closer. We're not going to re-sign Iggy unless he's going to take a massive pay cut, which I don't expect him to do, because somebody's going to take a shot on him. They always, anytime there's too many people that think like Brian Snicker out there for there not to be one person to take a shot on him. The back of the baseball card guy always thinks, back of the baseball card. And I have a similar philosophy to that, but I do believe, but I always add that with, you can't just go by what they used to do, because back of the baseball card guy has also got to realize that Father Time's undefeated. And so eventually guys like Iggy are going to show a slight tick down. I'm not going to say that Iggy can't be fixed. If I'm the Braves moving forward next year, even with his salary, it's a very affordable choice at closer. And I would think that he's got the mentality to do it. And you would have him for a couple more years, and you can figure out the closing situation down the road. My starting rotation next year, A.J. Smith-Shawver is not going to pitch. So it's going to be, you're going to start off obviously with Sale to Strider to Schwellenbach, and I think Grant Holmes has solidified number 4. And then you're going to have to go out and figure out who are going to be the next 3 or 4, because you never make it through a season of starting pitchers with just 5 guys. It doesn't happen. So you got to have some flexibility, but you want a strong starting 5, so you got to go out and get 1 more. And then you have to have guys in your minor league system that can bounce up and grab starts from time to time when there are injuries. And there will be injuries. There's always going to be injuries. This year was a decimation of injuries, but there's always going to be injuries. And I'm not worried about, at this point, trying to pigeonhole guys like Hurston Waldrop into the rotation. They haven't shown much progress down there this year. So as far as the starting rotation going forward, I want to get some veterans, and the guys that are down there on the farm, I'm going to use as my depth in 2026. So guys like Waldrop, I'd really like to see him not come up this year, so you can save an option for next year, so that when you use him next year and he goes up and down a few times and you try to get what you can get out of him, it is what it is. Fuentes, I don't know if he's going to be there by next year, but he's going to get a dress rehearsal this season. He's going to get an opportunity. He'll probably get at least a handful more starts. The door is wide open for him, but the question for this series, what are they going to do? Let's say they keep it the way it is. Let's say they're sitting there and they do Fuentes and Elder and Strider. There's an open spot on Friday's game or Saturday's game, however they want to manipulate it. Because in theory, Grant Holmes could pitch on Friday. But either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, there's an open spot. Brian Snicker said that he did not feel like that they want to do that again with the bullpen. And I think what he's basically saying is he doesn't think we have the horses. Now, I would also throw out there that Brian Snicker, because he does such a poor job at managing a bullpen, that's why he doesn't want a bullpen game. Because there are real managers out there who can wheel and deal. Guys like Kevin Cash of the Rays who have been doing it for years, and they understand how to do a bullpen game, and they don't get scared by it. Brian Snicker was asked about that bullpen game, and he just sounded like someone who was beaten down. He also made the idea that he felt like if he could get 2 guys to get through 5 innings, that they'd be okay. And that's the mentality that got Aaron Bummer lit up that 3rd inning. And there was nothing out out there that made you think Aaron Bummer could go 3 innings, but they shoved him out there for one more inning, knowing that they had Monday off, knowing they could have been a little more aggressive, but he had already made it in his head in stone that Aaron Bummer needed to get through 3 innings or damn near it. And because of that, they coughed up runs. That was on Saturday's game. Sunday's game, we just didn't score any runs, and it was the same old crap. Friday's game, same old crap. We got the 1 home run from Drake Baldwin, but it was the same old crap. They didn't do anything else offensively. They had a 2-run home run by Drake Baldwin on Friday. They lose 3-2. They lose 2-1 to Baltimore on Sunday because they get shut out practically the entire game, scraped one out at the end, but still fall short. And it's because this team is set up in the big picture. They sit around and wait for the 3-run home run like they did in 2023. Like pretty much they did in 2022. The team that they put out there in 2021 was not the same type of team that they put out in 22 and 23. Because especially by 2023, you had guys that were just swinging for the fences. You did not have that mentality from Freddie Freeman. You did not have that mentality from Dansby Swanson. You did not have that mentality on a pretty regular basis from Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate. And then you had guys that came up like Michael Harris when he first came up, and he was hot and he was hitting the ball well. And he has gotten into some incredibly bad habits. And he still believes he's this home run hitter. He's been sitting on 6 home runs for a decade now. I make out this lineup card every single night, and I know how many damn home runs him and Ozzie Albies have because they're tied at 6. I don't even have to double check. And honestly, the worst thing that could happen to one of them is to hit a home run, because then they go back into thinking they're home run hitters again. They need to be hitting line drives. If it goes, it goes, but they need to be hitting line drives, getting on base, moving runners over. But that's why this offense is just absolutely. When you look at the typical lineup card, I know Sunday they gave Acuna the day off because it was an early start, and that's why they did it. But you typically in a day, what I would like to see is I'd like to see Acuna at the top, Profar hitting second, because he's either going to get on or move Acuna over. These are best case scenarios. Obviously, if Acuna doesn't get on, whatever. Then you put Matt Olson in the 3 spot. And I understand they want to get him as many at bats as they can, but I don't feel like moving him from 2 to 3 is really that big a deal. And you get Matt Olson, who is our best RBI guy as far as clutch. You get him an opportunity to probably have a guy standing on second base. And then I'm okay with Riley right behind Matt Olson because you got the right-handed bat there. But then I want Drake. And if Drake is on the bench that day, I think I want Sean Murphy at this point. Sean Murphy, when he has big games, man, he can carry a team. He almost did it single-handedly on Sunday. The double that he hit just scraped. I'm telling you, we're going to get us a can of paint. We're going to have to paint that bastard this weekend. That damn lineup at the top. If they had that thing painted yellow, it would have been a home run. And after that, this is assuming we only have one of the catchers in and that it's Ozuna be DHing. Then give me Ozuna. And then you're at that point, what you have left is you have Ozzie, you have Michael, and you have Nick Allen. I'd like to break up the 2 of them. Put Ozzie at the 7 spot, because he's still giving you better at bats than Harris is. And then put Allen at the 8 spot, and then Harris. Because Harris and Ozzie are giving you such bad at bats. It's almost like an automatic double out. If those 2 come up in the same inning, which they do frequently, you don't get anything out of that inning. You get Ozzie popping out to the infield and Michael Harris just flailing at the ball violently out of the strike zone. And then Nick Allen comes up and there's 2 outs and nobody on, and he's doing the things he's supposed to be doing, working the count, trying to get a board. But then you're asking, because we know Nick Allen isn't typically going to get extra bases. If he gets on, then you're asking Acuna to knock him in from first. Well, if you flip-flop that, let's say you put Harris at the 9 spot. First of all, he's going to see much better pitches, and I've been saying this for months. If you put him right in front of Ronald Acuna Jr., he's going to see much better pitches. May not all be fastballs, but he's going to see him in the zone because they don't want to walk him. So let's say Allen works his way to the board, whether it's a base hit or a walk, however. His on-base percentage is much higher than the other two. Then you get Harris up. And let's say there's less than 2 outs. Then you tell Harris to bunt the damn ball. And you have Harris bunt the runner over to second, whether it's Ozzie or Nick Allen. And then at that point, you give yourself a puncher's chance in that inning because Acuna's coming to the plate. If you walk him, you're putting Profar right behind him, and et cetera, and et cetera, and et cetera. But they have this dead spot in that bottom of that lineup, and they have not figured it out. The thing is, we saw this in 2022, and for a lot of 2023. They were putting Harris in the 9 hole, and he was getting great pitches to hit because Ronald Acuna Jr. was right behind him. And then it's like everybody in the damn front office has forgotten all this. Why the hell do we remember it, but they've forgotten it? And they're like, nah. We got to put Nick Allen in between Harris because Nick Allen getting a great pitch to hit is not the same as Ozzie or Michael getting a great pitch to hit. Nick Allen gets a great pitch to hit, it means he's going to doink one into right center field for a single. If Harris, or even if you want to go Ozzie every once in a while, get a great pitch to hit because of Acuna on deck, they've got a much better chance of getting extra bases. And so with all that being said, when we look at this trade deadline, we'll get more into this. Now Friday's show is it's all going to be happy, sunshine and rainbows. Let's talk about the All-Star game. I had to get a couple things off my chest. But when we get on the other side of the All-Star break, we're going to start talking about real possibilities of the trade market. And I do believe that you're going to see Marcell Ozuna on the move now that they've played as poorly as they have. Had the Braves kept their head above water, they were fighting towards 500. They'd probably stand pat, not do much of any moves, very, very minor stuff, and try to see what they could do if they could get hot. But when you got a team that's 11 games under 500, it's time to start dumping out water out of the boat. And you can't be using a spoon. I do believe he is going to be gone. I don't think they're trading. I just would be absolutely shocked if they traded Chris Sale because they still have a very low controllable year with Chris Sale left. And he seems to like Atlanta, and there may be a chance for them to extend him as well. And if you're going to be serious about putting contender, and I don't think Anthopoulos wants to reset and rebuild all of a sudden. If you're going to be serious about the 2026 season, Chris Sale's got to be a part of that equation because it's very unlikely you get something that is a competitive piece that will help you win in 2026. You might get a great pitching prospect that in 2028 is ready to take the mound, but this team can't have that mentality of a total reset. And I see a bunch of losers on X and everywhere that just want to throw up the tent and rebuild the whole thing. Man, you still got a really good nucleus. You've still got, okay, first of all, Profar's not going anywhere after his PED suspension. That's out. Nobody wants him. You still have a couple of years left on his deal after this season. You've got Acuna. You've got Matt Olson. Austin Riley, he's doing okay. He's not doing what he should be doing, but he's doing okay. He's not having a great year, but he's not having a horrific year. He's doing all right. You're going to save some money, but it'll have to be spent when Ozuna is either traded or hits free agency. If the Braves were to bring him back, it would have to be at a much cheaper deal because it looks like he's lost his home run swing. Now, whether or not it's injury related, I don't know, but I don't think you can look yourself in the eye and pay him the same amount that you've been paying him the last couple of years. Going into this season, I'd say he's worth every dime, but he was routinely in between the 30-40 home run mark and worth what you'd spent on him. Now it's a big question mark. But outside of that, if you decide to say, nah, to hell with that, what we're going to do is we're going to get a little better depth on the infield or outfield, or maybe we spend that money to go get a shortstop, and we can have Murph and we can have Drake share the DH slash catching duties. And that gives you kind of a deeper bench if you do that, because if you think of it this way, if you have that on tap, you don't have to carry a third catcher. Because if somebody gets injured, you'll just get through that game and then you'll call someone up from the farm system. But you could spend that money when you get rid of Marcell Ozuna. I think there's him and Iglesias, I think, are automatics. Somebody will take a chance that they can fix Iglesias. And he has looked a little better his last few times out, so that'll help his market. But those are automatics. But we'll get more into that kind of stuff and who's realistically to be. I mean, these idiots, these idiots that get on and go, well, let's trade Grant Holmes. Grant Holmes is still in arbitration years. And these are the same morons that tell you they're insiders on X and Twitter, X/Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it. They'll sit there and tell you they're insiders and they know all. Like the guy the other day that said, why is it Acuna in the lineup? Because you moron, when you sit there and tell everybody that you know everything that there is to know about the Atlanta Braves. He's coming off a major knee surgery, and they played the game before the day before, which is actually a heavy day on his legs if you go back at the whole 9 yards of it. And they're turning around and playing at 11:30 in the morning. They're just trying to make sure they're not putting too much on his knees. And considering the fact that when he first came back off the IL, we expected him to take days off, and he never really has. He hasn't taken much off. He took the rain out off against the Phillies when the game got out of hand, and they've pulled him like once or twice, very, very late innings. Other than that, he's been in there every damn inning. These idiots get on there and try and tell you that. And then they're the ones that convince the players, or they're the ones that convince the fans that the players all need to be moved. You can't do that. Because when you have a controllable option like a Grant Holmes, and we're talking about him being very affordable over the next 4 years, that takes him to like age 32. And at that point, you can let him go. But you don't get rid of him now because you've got a guy who could easily be a number 3 on most rotations. And he's a damn good option for us for number 4, number 5 in 2026. But you'll see all these morons. Oh, we got to trade him. You'll see them say, we'll trade everybody. We'll trade. What was the other one the other day? They said that they wanted to keep Olsen, Acuna, and Strider, and everybody else is up for sale. What are you, an idiot? You're going to just throw away your entire team and then try to rebuild, and then you're going to be the ones who are bitching and moaning around, I don't know, early May next year. When the team's upside down and they have no chance of winning, you're like, this is crap, fire the GM. I'm so glad the majority of the people who think they know it all have no power in running this team. You have to make smart moves to help you compete for next year, because the Braves are not a brand that wants to reset every 5 or 6 years. We did it back into the mid to late teens, and we did it for 3 years, and it was exhausting. But they're not a brand that wants, because the Braves fans have shown if you do that, they won't come out and support you. And the only reason why they did it last time is because they knew they had a reset window of, we can suck for a year or so. We get the new stadium. People are going to come out to see the new stadium. And then by 2018, which is what they did, by 2018, we need to be competitive. And that's the only reason why it got away. But you talk about some long days in Braves country. For folks who don't remember, back in the 80s when the Braves were losing, nobody was coming out to watch the team. And I don't give a damn what they tell you. They're all liars. They were not in the stadium. They were not watching the game. You would turn on a Braves game on the old TBS back in the day, back when it was legal, and you would see nobody in the damn stands. You might see a decent crowd on a Sunday afternoon, but I'm talking about Tuesday night versus the Marlins. You're going to see crickets out there. So you got to continue to put out a competitive team. And this year it's been incredibly bad, but realize if we don't make the playoffs, and I know there's a chance we could still do, but if we don't make the playoffs, we've made it every year since 2018. And along that way, every year except for last year was a division winner. So this isn't some terrible franchise, no matter what some moron may try to tell you. This is a franchise that's having a really, really bad year. And they're coming off a season in 2024 that was rough for the opposite reason. They had incredible pitching, but their pitch, they had good pitching. They mostly stayed healthy except for the Spencer Strider injury, but they put runs together. This year, the runs just aren't there. And now the pitching, I mean, it's showing cracks, and the dam's about to break. And unless they get some incredible outings from some guys like tonight with Fuentes and be able to lean on him, it's going to be a rough ride these last 2 months of the season when we get back from the All-Star break. But I still think it can be a fun year because we're going to see some kids that may give us an idea of who we will be in 2026. And I'm not giving up. There's always a chance that we could do a St. Louis Cardinals. I believe that was 2021, where they went on a 17-game winning streak, and all of a sudden they're back in it, and they made the playoffs. So it's not out of the realm of possibility, but it gets less and less likely with every loss. And you got to start putting away the games you should win, which is a series in Oakland. Sacramento. Did it again. I'm not saying that they are going to sweep the A's, but they need to win the series. You can't keep losing series after series and keep going, well, back of the baseball card. Shut up. Let's talk about the front of the baseball card. What are they doing this year? All right, y'all. I've overstayed my welcome. Appreciate y'all listening to me rant. We'll see you tonight. Remember, it's a late game tonight, so first pitch is 10 p.m. We'll come on shortly after 9. Y'all have a good one. Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer, America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing right field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronald Acuna Jr. 9 home runs, 18 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .331. Batting second, playing first, Matt Olson. 17 home runs, 58 RBI, a 267 average. Batting third, playing third, Austin Riley, a 273 clip with 13 home runs, 45 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Sean Murphy is behind home plate and batting cleanup. He has 13 home runs, 31 RBI, a 230 average. Jerickson Profar in left field, batting fifth. 2 home runs, 3 RBI, batting 250. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Marcelo Zuna. 11 home runs, 40 RBI, batting 238. Batting seventh, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 6 home runs, 28 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting 222. Stuart Fairchild is in center field and batting eighth. 2 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting 229. Batting ninth and at short, it's Nick Allen. He's got a 238 average, 15 RBI, 6 stolen bases. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Didier Fuentes Day. The Fountain of Youth is 0-2 with a 9.00 ERA, a 1.83 whip, 12 innings, 18 hits, 10 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 3 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Jeffrey Springs, 6-6 with a 4.07 ERA, a 1.23 whip, 97 innings, 79 strikeouts, 83 hits allowed, 37 walks, and 16 home runs served. Backing up Springs in the bottom of the first inning, leading off and playing right field, it's Lawrence Butler. He's got 11 home runs, 36 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting 253. Batting second, playing short, Jacob Wilson. 9 home runs, 42 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting 335. Batting third, the designated hitter, Brent Rooker. He has 18 home runs, 48 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting 271. Batting cleanup, playing first, Nick Kurtz. 13 home runs, 35 RBI, a 243 average. And batting fifth, behind home plate, former Atlanta Braves prospect Shea Langoliers. He's got 12 home runs, 31 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting 239. Tyler Soderstrom is in left field and batting sixth. 15 home runs, 49 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting 253. Batting seventh, playing third, Max Muncy. The 22-year-old has 7 home runs, 28 RBIs, 1 stolen base, batting 216, and 167 at-bats. Batting eighth, playing second, Zach Geloff. He's 0 for 10 with 1 RBI on the year. In his career, he's a 228 batter with an OPS of 698. Batting ninth and in center field for the Athletics, it's Denzel Clark. And he is fun to watch out there in the field if you haven't caught him yet. 3 home runs, 8 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting 207. Calling balls in strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Chad Whitson. Your first base umpire, Edwin Moscaso. Second base will be manned by Chris Guccione, and down the third base line, it's Jonathan Parra. We have not seen this umpire crew in 2025. Game time temperatures tonight here in Sacramento, California at Sutter Health Park, 83 degrees with the wind blowing out to dead center at about 9 to 10 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 110 on the money line. The over-under is 11. Our pick to click tonight, not a huge sample size against the southpaw from the Athletics, but Sean Murphy is 2 for 5, and he's coming home. So we'll take him tonight to click against the lefty in a stadium where the ball flies. Other guys of note who have faced Springs, Olson's 1 for 7, Riley 0 for 3, Profar 1 for 2, Ozzie 1 for 1. Nick Allen is 0 for 2. No one has taken Springs deep. He is a ground ball pitcher. That's what his aim is, but he's given up 16 home runs this year. A lot of that has to do with where he calls home. The ball flies out of this park. It's not just the elevation, it's the breeze that carries out, and it's minor league park dimensions. I'm going to take your Atlanta Braves to win a high-scoring seesaw affair, so we better warm up those bats early. Give me Atlanta to clear the over. Your Braves put 8 on the board and hold off the Athletics 8-6. American Rebel Beer keys to the game tonight is going to be this Atlanta Braves offense. What do we get out of the Braves in this series? You don't expect to get very good pitching. Not only do you have the ballpark to deal with, but if you listen to the pregame show, these first 2 games, you're talking about Fuentes and Elder going to the bump in a park that gives up a lot of runs. So the Braves offense is going to have to go tit for tat, back and forth. It'll feel like ping pong or a high-paced Wimbledon match. If the Braves offense goes out just swinging for the fences and not looking for line drives, they could be in a world of hurt early. We hope to get something good out of Didier Fuentes tonight. But let's be honest, 12 innings and a 9 ERA with 18 hits given up in those 12 innings and 3 home runs. This could be a dangerous part. You haven't paid attention to the Athletics this year. They're a fun offense to watch. It's not all because of where they call home. They've got some good young bats in this lineup. You look at this, Butler is an up-and-coming guy, and remember something, he is very good friends with Michael Harris. Brent Rooker is a heavy hitter. Soderstrom as well. And for a catcher, Langoliers can put a jolt into the ball as well. Kurtz is a young one to keep an eye on. This is a good offense top to bottom. And what you're going to get out of Wilson, you'll pay attention to this all series long. The kid gets on base. The youngster is batting .335 on the year, and that's not nothing. So they've got him at the top of the order, batting second to kind of set the table. He's not all average. He also has the 9 home runs. But Jacob Wilson normally gets base hits in bunches. He's a guy that typically will go out there and get you. If he gets 1 hit, he'll get 2 or 3. He's just 23 years old, and he's one of the big components that the Athletics are planning on building their franchise around. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving.
Stop.
Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Let me get the audio set here, double check everything. Atlanta Braves. As I suspected. Let me fix this real quick. There we go. That's got the volume up. I'm having issues with the application we use to record thing. So if it just jumped up a little loud for y'all, just turn it down. Trying to keep it where everybody can hear it on all devices. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Go all the way back a few minutes. Gonna have to start going back less and less. So if you're in the chat, jump in. Because with the more folks that are jumping into the chat, it just takes too long to scroll through everything. I see PETA and Tree Nug, Uncle Charlie Fritz, Country Club members. Mark Ricky Ricardo, Country Club member. Country Club members, I see John, Iron Lung, Oswaldo Perez, Justin Hightower, Gary the Real McCoy, see who else we have here. Rob T, Country Club member. George Pearson. Nicholas C. Yeah, Nicholas Harris is out of the lineup tonight. There's a lefty on the mound, so they're actually going to bench him. And we'll see what... We haven't seen Fairchild in center field yet. I'm interested to see what he does. See else who we have in here in the country club, and then we'll try to circle back. All right, so I think that's it in the country club. If I miss anybody in the country club, please jump in. I'm going to circle back and try to get some of the ones that are Tim Powell, country club member. Didn't see you the first time, Tim. I don't know if I scrolled up a little further this time. And who else do we have in here? Thank you, Kyle Starling. All right, let me... So we got 904. We have... Thought I saw some of the other folks in here. The screen has jumped on us. Willis. And I know there's a lot of folks who are probably tucked into bed right now. I don't know what kind of crowd we'll have, but I do think folks from the West Coast will be jumping in like usual. But hopefully y'all can stay up for as late as you can. And if those of y'all want to put it by your side as you go off to slumberland, we won't be changing the volume again the rest of the night. Chris Townsend, CT. And Chris Townsend, welcome back to the country club, sir. We also have I guess that was PETA that brought you back to the country club, Chris. So thank you, PETA, for the contribution. And Heather, welcome to the country club. Saw that earlier in the day. Israel Otero, good to see you. Angel. Norm. Yeah, John, you better stretch out that liver, son. It's going to get ugly on Sunday. All right. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. And hopefully we'll get off the schneid and get a W tonight. I'm excited to see what Fuentes can do, but I'll tell you what right now, man, straight up, I would trade the Braves offense today for the A's offense straight up right now. So buckle up, because we got Fuentes on the mound. Springs can be got to, but he's one of those soft tossers that if you're overly aggressive, he can take advantage of that. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Welcome back. They had the time wrong on here, so the Braves have started the game, and they've also have a scratch of Acuna Matata, so all kinds of things are going on. It is baseball time in Braves Country, and we're going to try to get caught up here. You have to give me a second. The time on the screen all day long said 10:10, but it's 10:05, and Jurickson Profar is the batter, and we'll have to see what happened with that, but give me a second, we'll get caught up. As the Braves are in their Friday night reds with gray pants. There's a pitch on the way. Swing! That ball's hammered down the left field line. I guess we had it jotted down wrong is what happened. So Jurickson Profar is leading off, trying to figure out what's going on with that. Pitch on the way. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky, back behind home plate. We'll do it again. The lineup all day long had Profar batting fifth, or the last 3 hours, and it looks like Acuna is a late scratch. Eli White will take over. He'll be batting right field. He will be in right field batting eighth, excuse me. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Chase one well out of the zone. One away. One down. And something's going on with the Braves broadcast booth, so I'm going to switch over to my view over on Oakland. If y'all are following along, that it's rewinding and now it's paused. Matt Olson, your batter, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way is a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. 92, just off the edge. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Springs comes set, turns and fires. 92, top shelf. 1-2. So I guess it's a back situation for Acuna. Back tightness. The 1-2 chops it over towards first. Going to be an easy step on the bag out for Kurtz, and there's two down. Says here Acuna was scratched with lower back tightness. George Poulos got Snicker's attention during batting practice to alert him, and the Braves will evaluate Acuna over the next day or two before deciding whether to make his back injury, if it's going to affect him in the home run derby. So nothing's going right for us this year. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley. He's right there for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, pops it up. High into the sky, into right field, and that'll be a 1-2-3 inning. So we'll try to get this straight, and hopefully the Braves broadcast will get it together. Man, they're having a disaster out there. We'll be back in a flash. Braves nothing, A's nothing. Bottom of the first we go.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said get off your phone. We're watching a show.
Do you get off your phone whenever I'm watching football on the weekends?
But this is different. We're trying to spend quality time together.
Well, we could spend quality time together watching football if you weren't on your phone, so it seems like a little bit of a double standard.
Well, at least on our TV shows, we don't know what's going to happen. But when we watch the Cowboys, I feel like the same thing happens every year.
Got him! Got him!
Armchair.
World Series chance for the first time since 1995. I'm going to take a quick break to pour me a drink, by God, and then I'll meet y'all here. Anyone who wants to hang out and celebrate, we're going to keep this feed going. And let it get it, baby! It's about damn time!
Flood's first trial had been in federal district court in Manhattan in 1970.
I think Kurt Flood on the stand was treated miserably by the federal judge. He almost taunted him. A judge who showed great respect for almost all witnesses. From the bench, the judge asked Kurt Flood, this is not as easy as playing center field, is it? With a sarcastic tone in the middle of a difficult cross-examination.
No active player dared testify on his behalf. Only owner Bill Veeck and a handful of retired stars came to Flood's defense.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Fuentes is scorched into the gap. It goes off the wall, takes a weird hop off this minor league stadium wall. It bounces to the right, and it's going to be an inside the park home run by Lawrence Butler. I mean, what the hell kind of stadium are we playing in? Granted, the ball was hit hard, but it hit the top of the wall, and it's not smooth with the rest of the wall, so it kicked wide to the right, and the A's take the 1-0 lead. What? I've never seen that in a major league park. First pitch on the way to Wilson. That'll teach you. Smoke him right in the noggin, right in the hand. And he'll head on down to first. Hopefully he's okay. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. And right out the gate, we've got a wild first inning. Acuna's out of the lineup with back tightness. Butler has an inside-the-park home run. Fairchild and Eli White were converging on the ball and waiting for it to come off the wall, and it hit the top of the wall for those of y'all who didn't see it live. And it kicked to the, when I say to the right, to the far right. The ball was basically almost center field, just a tick to the right of center field. When it hit, if you're looking at the screen right now, it hit basically where that MLB banner is in the background near center field. When it hit the top of that, it kicked all the way into right field, almost into foul territory. By the time the Braves got it back into the line, into the outfield, it was an inside the Parker. I've never even heard of anything like that. And Wilson, and he looks like, I don't like to see this for this kid. They're feeling out it hit him right in the wrist, his left wrist. So the front wrist for a right-handed batter. It looks like it hit him right in the wrist bone. I don't know if he's got any kind of padding there. It doesn't look like that he does, other than the glove strap. And with that being said, he's going to head down to first base. Now they're going to go ahead and pull him, but they will get a pinch runner. We'll get that updated here in a second. .97 miles an hour right there on the bone. He doesn't look happy. It looks like he's gotten some bad news. We'll see what happens. So the pinch runner will be Schumann. Max Schumann. Braves trail 1-0, but the big news is the injury to their young shortstop, who's had a hell of a season. Schumann is a third baseman by trade, so I don't know if he'll try to take over at short or they're going to slide someone else over. But the first pitch on the way after that to Rooker is a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. All right, now that I got my bearings underneath me after that weird start to this game, the Braves in outfield will look like this: Profar in left, Fairchild in center, and White in right. Acuna out with the back injury. Riley is at third, Allen at short, Ozzie at second, Olsen at first, and it's Smurf behind the plate with Fuentes on the mound. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. He's got a 4-pitch mix that you'll see. 57% of the time it's the four-seamer, then the curve, then the sweep, and then the splitter. The sweep comes in at about 28% of the time, and the curve and split, the curve at 12% of the time, and the split is just a show-me pitch at 2%. 97-mile-an-hour fastball is off the plate. It's 2-2. So Book of Eli in, Acuna out, and then the Oakland Athletics are dealing with their own injury. The 2-2. Swing, that ball's belted. She gone. Brent Rooker smashes one over the left field wall, and the Braves trail 3-0. Ball flies in this park. We told you that. That's why losing a guy like Acuna in this park is huge. Brent Rooker smashes his 19th home run of the year. A dart over the left field wall, and the A's lead the Braves 3-0. That was a cement mixer. Looked like it was his curve, and it didn't curve. So, clear the slate. Nobody on, nobody out. First pitch on the way is right there at the knees. It's 1-0. 1-0. Right there for a strike, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Curveball dropping off the table. That's what he was trying to do with the last batter, but he hung it. The 1-2. Down below the knees, 2-2. That first ball that was called on this at bat looked like it was at a strike, but it didn't hit where Murphy was sitting, so he didn't get the benefit of the call. The 2-2, 96 outside wide, full count. So a full count. Fuentes brings it, curveball down and in. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not, and it is a free pass. So 1 on, nobody out. Once again, they're showing the replay of that ball. I think it might have actually hit. So there's these weird metal bars that are right behind the outfield wall. And it must have hit one of those bars because it kicked all the way to the right. Butler's got good speed. They sent him all the way. First pitch on the way is swung on and foul back out of play. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Bangs it back. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Hopefully the Braves broadcast booth their video quit stalling. It's done it like 3 times in this game already. We're here in the bottom of the first, 3-0 your score. Shea Langolier is part of that big trade that the Braves made a few years back. One of the several trades that they've made with Oakland is the 0-2 outside wide home 1-2. It's a bit of a homecoming for the Braves players. And I know there might be some confusion, but the third baseman tonight, Max Muncy, it's not the Max Muncy of Dodger fame. The 1-2 fouls it straight back 96 miles an hour. We'll do it again. The Max Muncy that's playing tonight for the Athletics, he is 23 years old. So it's not the guy that's been in the World Series and the playoffs all those years, and originally was an Athletic before he went over to the Dodgers. The 1-2 brings it. Hot looking strike. Are you kidding me? That splitter was right down the pipe. Sean Murphy's actually getting up and talking to home plate umpire Chad Whitson. What a putz. I mean, this kid needs this strike in the worst way, and it's sitting right there over the plate. The 2-2 pops it up, can of corn. And that should be the very first out of the inning for Fuentes. Fuentes, 19 pitches in, and finally records an out. So 1 on, 1 out. Braves trail by 3. Bottom of the first. Righty-lefty Soderstrom comes in, and the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It's inside, but we'll take it. Might be a makeup call. It's 0-1. The 0-1. By the way, if you're wondering, tonight is the 0-1. 95. Right there on the intercut. 0-2. Fuentes is over-under tonight, and strikeouts out in the desert was 4.5. The 0-2 count. Swing, fouls it away. We'll do it again. Same 2 teams tomorrow night, same time. And then Thursday night, we're going to be an hour earlier. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. 2 away. First strikeout of the day for Fuentes. Still a long way to go in this game, obviously, and this ball flies in this stadium, so I know a lot of folks probably figure it's just a terrible thing going on here being down 3-0 early, but this is a high-scoring stadium. First pitch on the way is a bender up top, misses high, 1-0. I know the Braves' offense has struggled, but you kind of expect them to put some runs up tonight and for the series. The 1-0. Swing, Jackson. Good night, Irene. Daisy Fuentes is getting hammered over here. It's 5-0 Athletics. Welcome to Sacramento, kid. This stadium, the ball just flies out of here. Some of it has to do with the altitude, but also the wind that carries in this place. But that one right there, you lay a pitch like that to a big league batter, you're probably going to give up pay dirt 99 times out of 100. That was a terrible pitch. First pitch on the way after that is a four-seam fastball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Outside wide, called for a strike. 1-1. Fuentes, 27 pitches. The 1-1. 98 grabs the outer edge, 1-2. He's giving him that outside edge. And if you're going to give that to him, I say, man, just live out there. It's 2-3 inches off the plate, and he's calling it a strike every time. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So he's spotting dimes and eating onions. He struck out 2, but gave up 5. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, Dad, what's one piece of advice you'd give to somebody?
Don't have kids.
All right, then.
Wait, what'd you say?
I know you're watching football all day, so I'm gonna go get you some more beer and make some wings for lunch. And I was also thinking that we could hang that TV outside so you could have 2 games at once. Why are you crying?
It's just the first time that you've said that you've loved me in a while.
Where are you from?
What?
Where are you from?
What are you talking about?
Where are you from?
You know where I'm from.
The folks want to know.
Oh, you're doing a question?
Yeah. Come talk to these folks.
All right, I'll tell them. We are from West Georgia, near the Alabama line. We're a little bit classy and a little bit trashy. I probably have some family members that have dual roles. Do you know what that means? A cousin, maybe an uncle. Yep. I just had one locked up because they were mixing up chemicals in their motorhome. Look how she's looking at me. Don't be hating on your family.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is Friday, and to most blue-collar workers, that means nothing at all, because we got to go to work on Saturday.
We lost because my guys, my colleagues, didn't stand up with me. And I can't make any excuse for them. Had we shown any amount of solidarity, if the superstars had stood up and said, we're with Curt Flood, if the superstars had walked into the courtroom in New York and made their presence known, I think that the owners would have gotten the message very clearly, given me a chance to win that.
Curt Flood never played Major League Baseball again.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Sean Murphy. He's right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves trail 5-0. Fuentes gave up 3 home runs in the first inning. The 0-1 right there for a strike. It's 0-2. Sean Murphy batting .230 with 13 home runs on the year. He'll be followed by Ozuna and then Ozzie Albies. The 0-2. Swing, chops it back behind home plate. So an 0-2 count. If you're just joining us, an inside the Parker with a funny hop by Lawrence Butler. That was followed up by a 2-run shot by Brent Rooker as the 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. He knocked home Schumann, who had came in for the injured Wilson. And then later in the inning, Max Muncy, no, not that Max Muncy, hit a 2-run home run, driving in Kurtz. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Chased the changeup well off the plate, 1 down. 1 down. Marcell Ozuna, your batter. First pitch on the way is a slider. His slider really comes in more like a curveball. It's 0-1. What you'll see from Springs is a 4-seam fastball 41% of the time, a changeup at 26 and the slider at 23. The 0-1, changeup off the edge, 1-1. That changeup comes in around 79 miles an hour, so he's a soft tosser. He has a cutter and a sweeper, the really show-me pitches, coming in at a total of 8% of the time. The 1-1. Another changeup misses. That one was 78 miles an hour. It's 2-1. Marcelo Ozuna back in the lineup. You're just joining us. Ronald Acuna Jr. out with back stiffness. The 2-1 count. Fouls it back. Four-seam fastball. 2-2. Springs works pretty methodically, pretty quickly. And his four-seam fastball tops out at around 91 miles an hour. The Mets have come back to storm the castle and beat the Orioles 7-6 in extra innings. The 2-2. Swing lifts it down the line. Foul and out of play. We'll do it again. Two-two count. Orioles had a 6-2 lead in that game. Pitch on the way, down and in, excuse me. It's a full count. Mets took advantage of that Baltimore Orioles pitching, which has been so bad all year long, something that the Braves offense was unable to take advantage of except on the Saturday game. The payoff pitch, swing, lifts it into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Close to up against the wall, backhanding it is the center fielder Clark. He'll fire it into the infield, but not before the Big Zoo gets us a leadoff double. Or, excuse me, one-out double. Nonetheless, we're on second base. Let's go, baby. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. Is high and out of the zone. 1-0. I know this is a tough season for Braves country. Don't turn on each other, though. That's what they want. The 1-0. Outside wide, 2-0. Of all the seasons, I think this is the most disappointing one I've ever had as a fan because the expectations were much higher. We've had some bad seasons since I've been a fan of the Braves, don't get me wrong, but we didn't have high expectations. The 2-0 misses wide, 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Braves have a runner at first and one out. Right down the pipe on the outer edge, 3-1. Ozzie Albies at the plate. Standing on deck, Stuart Fairchild and then Eli White. The 3-1. Swing, pops it back foul. Full count. Full count now. Ozzie digs in. The pitch on the way. Swing! Fouls it backwards. We'll do it again. They just put a stat up there that said 61% of his swinging strikes are on off speed. Well, I mean, most of his pitches are off speed. Even his fastball's an off speed. The payoff pitch. Swing! Fouls it straight back. When you throw 91 miles an hour, you're not going to be a guy who's going to blow it right by him. You'll lull some to sleep and catch him napping and sneak one by him, but typically you're going to have to get them chasing on that bender or the changeup. Once again, that slider really looks more like a curveball. The 3-2. Swing hits it back up the middle. Right to the second baseman. He'll flip it to first. Ozzie busting it down the line. Helmet comes off. but they'll get him by a step, 2 down. If Ozuna had a little better speed, he's heading to third, but no sense of getting yourself thrown out, getting to third with 2 outs. So Stuart Fairchild will come to the plate, playing center field tonight for your Braves. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Eli White stands on deck. Once again, he is in for the injured Ronald Acuna Jr., a late scratch. Back tightness. 1-0. Up top. Misses high. 2-0. Back tightness doesn't always mean IL stint. That could be just something felt a little funny and they don't want him to play tonight. He could be back out there as early as tomorrow, though I would think they'll probably give him an extra day off at least. Hopefully he's back by the weekend. The 2-0 count. Right there at the knees. 2-1. Braves 5. Or Braves nothing, A's 5. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Changeup. 2-2. Fairchild trying to make any kind of contact, get that ball to the outfield. With 2 outs, Ozuna will be running on contact. The 2-2 count. Springs, his 38th pitch of the night. Just got a piece of it. Do it again, 2-2. They are running that pitch count up on Springs. That's one positive. The 2-2. Misses high, full count. Oakland, I'm going to call them Oakland 100 times in this series, I know. The Athletics, not Oakland, the Athletics, they don't have a city behind their name these days, have the second worst bullpen in baseball at a 5.73 ERA, the 3-2. Outside wide, ball 4. So Stuart Fairchild will head on down to first, and that'll keep the line moving. So the point on that, you can get to this team. Now, one of the reasons why the bullpen is ranked so poorly, it's not just because they're not loaded with talent. It's because of this stadium where the ball flies, which means you can get back in a game like this in a hurry in this stadium. Langelier is going to go out there and talk to Springs real quick. 2 on, 2 out. Springs is at 40 pitches here in the second inning. While they're out there talking amongst themselves on how they want to attack Eli White, let's go ahead and hit the out-of-town scoreboard. Brewers beat the Dodgers 3-1 earlier tonight. Off of Mizorowski, the rookie. Now, last time I saw it, he had like 12 strikeouts. Eli White stands in. First pitch on the way. Swings at the first pitch. In on the hands. Fouls it back. It's 0-1. Blue Jays lead the White Sox 6-1. They're in a rain delay in Chicago, Illinois. Nationals, Cardinals, 0-0 in St. Louis, Missouri. They had a rain delay. They're out of it now. The 0-1. Outside wide. Changeup misses. 1-1. Cleveland Guardians lead the Astros in Houston, Texas, 6-4 in the 8th. In Anaheim, California, the Angels trail the Rangers 5-1 heading to the 5th. 1-1. Just grabs the outer edge. Good slider up top. 1-2. What you'll see from Springs majority of the time, he tries to live on the edge with the soft stuff, then he'll come inside to try to keep you off balance. The 1-2. Outside wide changeup misses. 2-2. That's with the right-handed batter at the plate. Other games going on. San Diego, California. Padres and Diamondbacks are scoreless in the 5th. In San Francisco, the Giants lead the Phillies 1-0. The 2-2 swing, lifts it high in the sky, but it will stay just in. Not a hard hit ball, but this stadium, the ball flies about 378 feet in front of that 380 sign. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves trail 5-0. Bottom of the 2nd we go.
Excuse me, do you know how to get to town?
Yeah, it's back the way you came.
Hey, Braves fans, Braves baseball all season long. Hi, I'm Mac McGee, and I'll be bringing you Braves baseball play-by-play for the Braves fans out there, for all of Braves country. So pull up an armchair and join us for Braves country baseball, first pitch to last pitch, all season long, right here.
White people, I want to have a conversation with y'all because y'all have really pissed me off. Where are the new rock bands? Like when I was growing up, we had Green Day. Y'all keep trying to twerk. That's the problem. We need some headbangers. Like what happened to all the garage bands? I ain't met a white dude in like 10 years that said him and his band. That just randomly brings up his band. Do y'all not do that anymore? Why all the skater boys want to be DJs and rappers and producers? What is going on? White people, I say this because I care. Stop rapping. Bring back the rock bands. We didn't even judge y'all because the singer really could never sing. We never judged y'all because the music was that good. Can we please have that back?
Armchair.
Is there no way we can get rid of him?
Not without cause.
I have cause. It is because I hate him.
Now is Henry Aaron. Here's a pitch to Aaron. All game in the 7th inning, the Cardinals lead 3-0. Here's a pitch to Henry Aaron. There's a drive way back. It's out on the Glen Avenue in right center. Tremendous home run hitting the light tower out there. Holy cow, did he kiss that ball. There's his 42nd home run of the year. His 126th run batted in. Oh, did he hit that ball.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss to Clark. It's 0-1. The 0-1 slaps it through the hole. Bangs it against the shift. They had Clark played back into the left, and he shot it to the right, and it's a leadoff single for the Athletics. A's scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 1st. 3 home runs given up by the youngster Fuentes. But he's going to be asked to go out there and at least eat a couple innings more because you don't want to just turn this over to the bullpen already. First pitch on the way is a curveball in the dirt. It's 0-1. Not to mention the fact they're trying to build this kid for the future. Going and yanking him after the first inning is not going to help anything. The 1-0. Outside wide. 2-0. One on, nobody out. The infield back into the right. The left-handed Butler who hit a inside the Parkers first time up. Pitch is way outside wide. 3-0. The 3-0, 94, right there on the edge, 3-1. The 3-1, 94 up top. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not, and it's another base runner given up by Fuentes. Two on and nobody out now. Schumann, who is on for Wilson, got hit in the hand on a fastball inside. Now comes to the plate. Fuentes is at 36 pitches. They're going to have a quick mound visit. And there's not a lot you can tell this rookie right now. He is going through it. They do have Jesse Chavez warming up in the bullpen, so that's a positive. He was added to the roster on Sunday. Putting Schwellenbach on the 60-day IL to make room for the 40-man. Fuentes goes back to work. Righty-righty matchup. 2 on, nobody out. The first pitch, swing and a miss. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it straight back. 0-2. Schumann batting .237 on the year, 2 home runs, 6 RBI. The 0-2. Just misses the edge, sweeper. 1-2. I've yet to really see anything about Fuentes that makes you think he was ready for the big leagues. But I really think it was just basically they didn't have a lot to choose from down there. A lot of the guys that they expect to take a step forward have not. The 1-2. Hammered. Into left field, down for a base hit. Runner had to hold up a bit, but the bases will be loaded and nobody out. Hard hit ball as that sweeper was up in the zone. He was fortunate that Schumer's not a home run hitter. That ball would have been scalded out of the building. That's going to be it. Fuentes, he gone. So, whole lot of nothing. One inning. He's given up 5 earned runs total. Here comes Jesse Chavez. During the break, we're going to take a moment of silence for the flood victims. It was the plan to do it at the beginning of the game, but then the weird start and the anyways, we're going to take it now. We meant to do it earlier. Welcome back, Braves country. What a terrible event that was. I believe I heard today that they shot the death toll up to over 100, and now there's 160 plus missing. I think I have that right. Jesse Chavez will come on. Just his 3rd appearance of the year. Been down in the minor leagues for quite some time. And they really did him a favor by bringing him in with the bases loaded and nobody out. And Brent Rooker, who hit a home run his last time up, takes a pitch right there off the edge. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Cutter, 1-1. 1-1 count. I'll be interested to see his pace. Doesn't look like he's going as fast as he was. Jesse Chavez last year is the 1-1. Fouls it straight back, 1-2. He was getting the ball and ripping it. And I think he was keeping hitters off balance, but I'm noticing here he's a little slower on his pace, and I don't know if that's something he is purposely working on or what the story is behind that. But it was noticeable how much faster he was working last year to. Is the 1-2, misses outside, 2-2. Actually, ever since they started the pitch clock. Other games that are in the books already, as we were out here on the left coast tonight. Mets 7-6 over the Orioles. That's a final. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Uncle Jesse. One away. Tigers outlasted the Rays 4-2 on Turk Skubal night. Yankees 10-3 over the Mariners. Red Sox beat the Colorado Rockies in Boston, Massachusetts, 10-2. The Marlins were in Cincinnati, Ohio, and took out the Reds 12-2. First pitch on the way is a cutter off the plate to Kurtz, who walked his first time up, came around to score via a home run. It's 1-0. Twins pounded the Cubs 8-1 in Minnesota. With a 1-0 off the plate, 2-0. Dodgers fall to the Brewers 3-1 in Wisconsin, and the Royals outlast the Pirates 4-3 in Missouri. That's your out-of-town scoreboard. Here, Braves trail 5-0, bases loaded, 1 out, the 2-0. Drops the changeup right there, 2-1. Fuentes will see his ERA shoot up to 11.77. That's if nobody else scores in this inning. The 2-1. Inside, cutter almost gets him. Ball 3-1. He pitched 1 inning, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 home runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The 3-1. Swing! Fouls it straight back. And it's a full count. Braves infield back into the right. The left-hander Kurtz. Good young power hitting first baseman. The payoff. Bam! That ball is shattered into the right field. They don't have seats out here in this minor league park. It's more of like a grassy knoll. And it is a grand salami. 9 runs for the Athletics to start the game. 8 of those runs are going to go to Fuentes. He will now have an ERA of 13.85. Jesse will be responsible for the man that just crossed home plate on the home run. Man, oh man alive. The ball flies here. That's not helping the Braves out. First pitch on the way is 92 sinker. Off the edge, it's 1-0. 1-0. Off the plate. Called it for a strike? I don't believe he called that a strike. It's 2-0. The 2-0. Pops it up. Back behind home plate. It'll go off into the distance. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. All right. They've got to. One-two count. We'll stick with that philosophy. The pitch. Swing, chopper back over the mound. Didn't matter. Ozzy's got it. 4-3 put out, 2 away. I'm just curious now. What's the over-under in this game? 16.5. Woo! Oh, you can't make that up. Two down. Jesse Chavez back to work. First pitch is ripped into right field. Eli's got it on the one hopper, and it's a 2-out single for Soderstrom. First pitch on the way is sinker off the plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1 just misses sinker. 1-1. He's been really up and down, off and on with giving that wide outside strike to the right-handers. The 1-1. Yep, there you go. That one's called for a strike 1 and 2. The 1-2 count. Braves trail 9-0. 1 on, 2 outs. The 1-2 from Jesse. Down and away. 2-2. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Swing! Hammers it down the line. Foul. We'll do it again. The 2-2. Swing. Chopper back to the mound. Jesse has it. Fires it over to first. And that'll end the inning. But not before the Athletics put 4 more on the board. It's 9-0. We go to the ninth. Go to the. Well, I wish it was the ninth. We go to the third, trailing by 9.
Though I told my psychiatrist I was hearing voices in my head. He said I don't have a psychiatrist.
I'm going to UCLA because my wife went to UCLA Med School. Shout out, Tran. You completely hold. That's her last name. That's her last name. Relax, ESPN. How dare you?
Armchair. Is you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Is you crying?
Don't leave me alone. You know I'm watching the game. No, I'm not crying.
I told you they was finna lose. I don't know why you acting like this.
Why is you talking about my business? Why is you talking about my business?
Point.
They cheated, though. They cheated. They cheated. When they lose, don't talk to me for the rest of the week. Why is you bothering me?
Whoa, what about the wristbands? You act like they finna throw you in the game to save the last couple of points for you.
Would you leave me alone? Would you leave me alone?
You don't even cry for me like this.
I only known you for 2 months. It's been my team for 22 years.
It is especially fitting that today, in the midst of baseball's most exciting event, the World Series, we pause to honor Jackie Robinson.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. I would just like to say that I was really just a spoke in the wheel of the success that we had some 25 years ago. I would like to also say that I would be a real pleasure if Mr. Rickey could have been here with us today, but to the members of the family, my entire love and gratitude for the things that he's done over the years. And I also want to say how pleased I am that my family can be here this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Welcome back.
Where's the booze?
That's it. I've had it with this dump. We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
The 0-1 pitch to Allen. Swing pops it back foul. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. Thank you, pushing buttons. The 0-2. High and out of the zone, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Touchdown and field goal, and we're right back in this one. The 1-2. Swing. That ball's lifted into left field. Running in, making the running catch is Soderstrom. One away. Not sure if y'all could actually hear what I was playing, so I feel like it was chopping over itself.
Where's the booze?
That's it. I've had it with this dump. We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
First pitch on the way to Profar is a four-seam fastball. It's up top for a ball. It's 1-0. Thank you, Peter, for your contribution. 1-0. 90 up top. Called for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 count. Now, the one thing that these batters are going to have to understand is that you're not going to be able to work the count in a 9-0 game. The 1-1 swing. Ball's hit hard towards left. Running in, making the sliding catch. Soderstrom robbing a base hit from Profar. 2 down. The home plate umpire, who doesn't appear to be very good to begin with. We have never had him before, Chad Whitson. Not this year. I believe we had him one other time in spring training. But in the regular season, we have not seen him this year. He's going to expand his zone with the game 9-0 in the third. First pitch on the way to Olsen is a four-seam fastball up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Swing. Slaps it towards center. And that will get down for a base hit. So a good piece of hitting by Matt Olson. As his hitting,
this is not watered down.
His hot streak continues.
Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
That'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Matt Olson, in the last 7 games, the first pitch on the way is a four-seamer. Right there for a strike, it's 0-1. Last 7 games, he has hit .333 with an OPS of .1074 with 2 home runs. He's hit .339 in the last 15 games, the 0-1. Swing, pops it up. That's been the story of Austin Riley recently. Easy catch by Butler and Wright, and that'll end the inning. Braves get one on, but can't do anything with it. 9-0, we go to the bottom of the third.
Like 7 years ago, I hit my hand on a chop saw blade. It was as it was slowing down. There was no guard on the chop saw. So I hit my hand on it as it was slowing down. It took a big old chunk out of my hand after it got stitched up and it healed and the stitches got taken out. This showed up. And I started freaking out. It's cancer. They're going to have to amputate. I'm going to die. And after the nurse stopped laughing at me and caught her breath, she informed me that it's just scar tissue.
It's whiskey.
Smells awful.
Well, all whiskey smells awful.
Then why do people drink it?
Well, it's like when grown-ups have a party. They drink it to have a good time.
Gee, if it's a party, don't they have a good time anyway?
Well, grown-ups have a harder time having a good time than kids do.
I don't know who needs to hear this today, but stop grounding your kids from their online games. Log into those games and get them banned.
25 years after his historic debut, Jackie Robinson agreed to throw out the first ball of the 1972 World Series. He was just 53, but diabetes had dimmed his sight. Heart disease had slowed his step. Jackie Robinson died 10 days later. In his autobiography published after his death, Robinson recalled playing in his first World Series game. There I was, the black grandson of a slave, the son of a black sharecropper, part of a historic occasion, a symbolic hero to my people. But I must tell you that it was Mr. Ricky's drama and that I was only a principal actor.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back. Jesse Chavez back to work. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. Cutter up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and in. 1-1. Yeah, typically when they bring someone like Jesse up and put him out there for a beating is the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. That Geloff struck out his first time up. He'll take a walk around the plate, call his timeout, and get set on the 1-2 count. A lot of times they'll send him out there to just get worn out, and then they'll send him down as the 1-2, fouls it straight back. And Jesse is out of options, so he would hit the open market again. I don't know if they'll do that this time with him being out, with them being out in California, but just prepare yourself because there's a good chance. The 1-2 off the plate, 2-2. 2-2 count. Because they could already have a backup plan as the 2-2, down and in, 3-2. Bring somebody else back up, and if he makes it through waivers, they'd put him back in the minor leagues. The payoff, pops it back foul, we'll do it again. Billy says we're going to have to get hot after the break. We're going to have to be like melting. We're going to have to get so hot. Hot! We're going to be like the center of the sun. The payoff, caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry, one away. Good pitch. I, for one, want to see Jesse stick around. I like watching him pitch. I didn't think he pitched that poorly. But they tend to do that because they figure nobody else wants him. First pitch to Clark is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Jesse now appears to be working much quicker than he did when he first came in. Pitch misses outside, 1-1. 1-1 count. Turns and flips. Swing, saws it off foul, 1-2. This game has seen everything so far. Acuna scratched because of a back tightness. Wilson comes out with an apparent wrist injury. The 1-2. Up top misses, 2-2. Lawrence Butler has an inside the park home run that takes a funny hop off of the bar behind center field as the 2-2. God, looking strike 3. Sinker right down the pipe. Smoke him if you got him. He got him. 2 away. A grand slam. There's been 4 home runs. And Didier Fuentes knocked out of the game in the second inning with no outs recorded. First pitch on the way is a cutter right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 90 misses. Off the plate. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Change up. 1-2. Butler, who led the game off with the inside the Parker, the 1-2, lifts it high and deep. That ball's going back on the track. She gone. A solo shot, and it's 10-0. A's. Just looked it up here. One of the writers for The Athletics said, well, let me see here. Oh, never mind. He was just hoping it will be. There's no real answer back. First pitch on the way is a sinker to Schumann. Just off the plate, so 0-1. So that's Butler's second home run of the day. The 0-1. Lifts it high. Deep into center. Doesn't look far, but it's going to get all the way to the warning track because this ball flies in this place. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves trail 10-0. We go to the fourth inning. Hope to scratch out some runs.
My wife was like, "You never listen to anything I say." Well, yeah, because why would I listen to someone who chose an autistic man-child as her husband? Goofy ass.
Whoa, what the hell is that?
10 years ago?
We poisoned you, dude, remember? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we got really sick.
Get out! Who's to say we didn't put that very same poison in the drinking water?
Oh.
Hey, everybody, relax. He's lying. He doesn't have any poison. No, I don't have any on me, but I do keep some in my fridge at home in the relish jar.
There's poison in that jar? I thought I was allergic to pickles. What's in the jar with the skull and crossbones?
Well, that's mayonnaise. That's a decoy.
And the mayo?
That's shampoo.
You telling me I've been putting shampoo on my sandwiches?
If you're using the mayonnaise, yeah, probably.
I knew I was going to retire at the All-Star break, but I didn't say anything. I think I retired with maybe a week to go in the season. That's when I had my announcement that I wasn't going to come back.
I mean, this is my decision. If I had known I didn't want to play anymore, I was ready to accept the fact that I'm not the player I once was. But when you've been doing something for 23 years, 24 years professionally, 20 years in the major leagues, and you say goodbye, it's difficult.
It was emotional, understanding that that stage of George's baseball life was coming to an end.
Still, before walking away, there was time for one final farewell in Kansas City.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Get a good look at him.
Chance for the fans who he'd thrilled all those years to say thanks.
Hopefully we can have a lot of fun tonight, go out with a bang, and spend the rest of my life in Kansas City. Thank you all so much.
Got up and got a base hit my last at bat.
Well, for a base hit. George Brett has finished with a base hit.
These fans in Kansas City, they love that man.
A salute to George Brett one more time here in Kansas City as he winds up his great career here at Kauffman Stadium.
Welcome back. Sean Murphy, your batter. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. At the cutter, it's 0-1. Murphy struck out his first time up. Braves trail 10-0. The 0-1. Swing, pops it up. High back behind home plate. Giving chase, making the catch is Langoliers for out number 1. One up, one down. Jerickson Profar, your batter. Or no, I'm sorry, not Profar. I'm looking at the old score sheet before they changed everybody. Marcell Ozuna will be your batter. First pitch on the way to the zoo is 91. Off the edge, well off the edge, called for a strike. Bad call by home plate umpire Chad Whitson, but it's par for the course tonight. It's 0-1. The 0-1, swing, fouls it straight back. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. Outside wide, 1-2. Springs on the 1-2 pitch. Up top, misses just high cutter. 2-2. Springs is still at a fairly high pitch count. At this point, the Braves are trying to get runs on the board, trailing 10-0, top of the fourth. The 2-2 to the zoo. Outside wide, four-seam fastball. Missed his mark big time. He was aiming for the inner part, maybe even off the plate inside for a strikeout. Instead, it was about 3 inches outside. The payoff pitch. Swing, hits it hard on the ground, but right at the shortstop. 6-3, 2 down. Nicholas says the ball seems to fly in the stadium except for the Braves. I think you could rinse and repeat that comment everywhere we played this year. 2 up, 2 down. Ozzie Albies is your batter. First pitch on the way. 85 off the plate, called for a strike. It's 0-1. Can't wait to see Chad Whitson's scorecard at the end of this. The 0-1, high and out of the zone, 1-1. He has missed, to my count, easily a half dozen or more critical pitches today. 1-1 pitch. Pops it up, back behind home plate, fisted foul. 1-2. One-two count. Swing, lifts it towards right center field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Off the wall, and Ozzie Albies has a 2-out double. Good piece of hitting by the Wiz, and the Braves might have something cooking.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
Asking about how many times the Braves have scored 10. Well, they did it back on April 4th for their first win of the season. They beat the Marlins 10-0 in Atlanta. First pitch on the way to Fairchild is off the plate. Sweeper misses. It's 1-0. They also did it against Boston back on May 18th. 10-4. Both times, by the way, Schwellenbach was on the mound. 1-0. Lifts it into right field. Lazy fly ball, easy out. That'll end the inning. Ozzie gets a double, but other than that, nothing doing. We'll be back in a flash, trailing 10-0.
Just got invited to an event that starts at 8 p.m. I'm sorry, but not all of us are on cocaine.
How you doing, Ace?
Anybody been on base?
Nobody.
Nobody?
This I ain't seen much of.
Me neither.
I never have. What's the matter?
I don't know if I have anything left.
You just throw whatever you got, whatever's left. The boys are all here for you. We'll back you up. We'll be there. Because we don't stink right now. We're the best team in baseball right now, right this minute, because of you. You're the reason. We're not going to screw that up. We're going to be awesome for you right now. Just throw. All right? Come on.
I just met someone whose name was Hanna, and I said, "Oh, Hannah," and she said, "No, Hannah." I'm hanging on by a thread, people. I cannot do this.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
I don't know of anybody besides Robinson who could have done what he did. Many of the black players, Reggie Jackson, for example, said later, he's the only one of us who could have done it. Robinson, Mr. Rickey told him he'd have to turn the other cheek. And as Mr. Rickey said, it wasn't long before he didn't have any other cheek to turn. It just had simply been beat off. I think that they said that Robinson died from diabetes and other things. I think he died from the load he carried.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a cutter inside to Rooker. It's 1-0. The 1-0 just misses with the sinker inside. 2-0. 2-0 count. Now, the other two that I mentioned, there's only one other that the Braves have scored 10 in, and that's the game that I believe started the spiral, and they've never really rebounded, except for that one series against the Mets. And that was the 10-11 loss to Arizona in Atlanta, the 3-0. Right there for a strike inside, 3-1. 3-1 count. Swing, chops it over towards Riley. He's got it. Fires it to first, and it's a 5-3 put out. One away. That implosion that day. Of the 10-11 loss, I don't think the Braves ever bounced back from that. I believe that as the first pitch on the way to Kurtz is a sinker inside for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing, fists it back, foul, 1-1. That was the game where Brian Snitker got cute with the bullpen and tried to get too much out of Blewett. 1-1. Swing, hammers it down the right field line. That's going to go into the corner for extra bases. Quick to the ball is Eli. He'll fire it to the infield, and it is a one-out double for the Athletics. That was the game where Scotty B, after a good one inning of work, they put him back out there for that second inning of work and waited till like the wheels fell off, and he ended up giving up 5 earned runs. By the time they went and got Iglesias, the momentum had already changed, and they scored 8 runs in the the top of that, or 7 runs in that 9th inning. His first pitch on the way to Langoliers is popped up. Can of corn, Ozzy's got it right by the second base bag. He'll make the grab, 1 away. But that, to me, in a nutshell, was the debacle of this season. Because I'm telling you, players, they feel it. And they're like, what the hell is going on here? And it's, we're not the only ones questioning the lack of movement to the bullpen when the game's on the line like that, when you're just trying to get an extra game, an extra inning out of a pitcher who would obviously hit the wall. 1-0, wham, hits it high. That ball's going to fly foul and out of play. Soderstrom 1 for 2 on the day with a single. Now 15 home runs and 49 RBI. The 1-1. 88 inside, 2-1. 2-1 count. Exactly, Royal. We're not chasing wins around this place. 2-1. Outside wide. 3-1. Imagine if a college football coach said that to somebody. Oh, my word. On the press. The 3-1. Swing. Fouls it down the line. Looks like it's going to run out of room. Giving chase. Profar just runs out of room. Goes into the crowd. Full count. And I know it's a different sport, but I can just imagine the quote. Alabama, Georgia, Notre Dame head coaches. We're not chasing wins around here now. That's not our kind of ball. The payoff. Swing, lifts that one towards left. Profar gives that one chase, and almost in the exact same spot, he'll run out of room again. This one will bounce off the wall, but foul. Full count once again. Giants and Phillies are knotted up at 1. we'll be doing a lot of these late night games in the second half of the season. Is the payoff pitch, down and in, ball 4. We hit the second half of the season, probably closer to August, but I may do one, maybe two after the break towards the end of July. I know we're going to try to do a lot of Friday night doubleheaders and then probably one other night a week, depending on my schedule outside of this. First pitch on the way to Muncie is a swing and a miss at a curveball. It's 0-1. It'd be cool if the Angels stayed in it because I'd like to do some Angel games with all the ex-Braves we have on there. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back. It's 0-2. Atlanta Braves are 0 for 10 in California this year. They have lost their last 12 games in California going back to the playoffs in San Diego last year, the 0-2. Caught looking, strike 3, sinker on the outer edge. And Hardy, we're out of the inning. Braves trail by only 10. We'll grab the sticks when we return, see if we can get a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal, and win this sucker.
We haven't collaborated on anything together since we wrote the spring musicale in prep school.
Did get us out of gym class.
December 16th, the Boston Tea Party turned colonial resistance into open defiance in 1773. Tensions had escalated after Britain imposed the Tea Act, allowing the East India Company a monopoly to sell tea directly to the colonies at reduced price, but with a tax, which colonists saw as a violation of their rights. When the Dartmouth, loaded with tea, docked in Boston Harbor, its captain faced an impossible dilemma. Colonial protesters prevented him from unloading, yet the law required him to offload and leave port within 20 days or face seizure of his cargo, for which he would then be financially liable. To save the captain and strike a blow against British authority, the Sons of Liberty, led by Samuel Adams, John Hancock, and Joseph Warren, met at the Old South Meeting House to plan their bold move. The night before the deadline, Paul Revere led a gang dressed as Mohawk warriors to the harbor, boarded the Dartmouth and 2 other ships, and dumped all 342 chests of tea into the water, worth millions in today's dollars. This act of defiance infuriated Parliament, which responded with a coercive acts, punishing Massachusetts but uniting the colonies in their march toward revolution.
Good friend of mine, Hank Bauer. I remember him saying all the time, talking about players that couldn't play in his ear. He should kiss home plate every time he gets to the ballpark. As soon as I saw him, I said, I gotta go kiss home plate. And I did. Then my career was over. Pretty cool.
2 decades with one franchise. Too many hard-to-believe moments to count. In 1999, for George Brett, the sense was that all of it would add up to baseball immortality in Cooperstown.
The night before you get the call, my wife had talked to somebody there. Okay, tomorrow they're going to call between 10 and 11:30. Okay, fine. You know, phone rings about 10:30. Okay, have you heard anything yet? Nope. About 10:45, phone rings. Somebody else calling. 11:45. Nothing. I'm saying to myself, well, how long do I got to sit around here and wait? They might not be calling. I'm not going to sit here all day. 10 minutes later, they called.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Eli White leads us off for a strike to begin the inning. It's 0-1. Right, lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1 swing lifts it high and deep into left field. That sucker is zip, boom, bam. It's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a solo shot, and the Braves are right back in it, baby.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us.
You don't think the ball flies here? 452 happy feet for Eli White.
We're taken from the dust we are. To the dust we shall return.
His 4th home run of the season, 106 miles an hour off the bat, but Eli White hitting at 452 feet. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 1-0. I didn't think about it, but we might actually see a Nick Allen home run in this series. The 1-1. Swing lifts it towards center field. That's down for a base hit. So let's have some fun and put some sweat on these boys' brows as Nick Allen goes ahead.
Hitting, it's not about muscle. It's Simple physics. Calculate the velocity v in relation to the trajectory t, in which g, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
One on, nobody out.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
First pitch on the way to Profar is a slider off the edge. Thank you, Kyle, for your contribution. The 1-0 to Profar, lefty-righty matchup, switch hitter. 83 miles an hour, right down the heart of the plate. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing, pops it up. High. Can of corn in the infield. Not sure what in the world's going on with this screen, so we'll go ahead and set it back down. Matt Olson will be the batter. We may have to dip out of here for a second and straighten this thing back up. See if it's going to work on its own. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way, swing. Hits it over to first, and that's going to be an easy double play. 1-6 to 3, or 3-6 to 1, excuse me, that'll end the inning. Matt Olson gave up that at bat. Braves get a run on the board. We'll be back in a flash. We're going to do the 7th inning stretch now. I'll explain later why.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the find me something up.
Welcome back. So the reason why we did the 7th inning stretch, and we'll do it again tomorrow night in the middle of the game, is because my little puppies get cheese during the 7th inning stretch. But I don't want to go in there waking up my wife to do that, so we're going to do it in the 5th inning with these West Coast games. It is what it is. First pitch on the way to Yaloff after De Los Santos relieves Eddie Chavez. It's fouled off. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, hammers it down the third base line. It's 0-2. Seems like we are incredibly behind here, so I'm going to reset this screen. I think they're still doing warm-up pitches between the innings. The 0-2 count. Down and away. 1-2. Try to get in and chase the changeup. De Los Santos, the pitcher. should just about get us back to speed. The 1-2, outside wide. 2-2. The 2-2 count. Braves trail 10-1. Braves have had 5 hits. Just the 1 run. It was a solo shot by Eli White last inning. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That will close the books on Jesse Chavez. He went 3 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. All in all, pretty darn good relief appearance. And he's doing yeoman's work out there. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. Clark coming out of his shoes, the number 9 hitter. It's 0-1. Clark bagging 212. He's really more for his defensive prowess. He's a very good center fielder. In fact, you might have seen a couple of his highlight catches this year. He has made a couple of unbelievable catches. The 0-1 fouls it away. 0-2. He made one recently where he climbed the wall and about half his torso goes over the wall. It's probably going to be the catch of the year. The 0-2 count. De Los Santos comes set. Probably going to be asked to do about 2 innings here. The pitch. 97 up top, misses 1-2. The 1-2. High Sox brings it. Slider down below the knees. That'll even up the count at 2. Same 2 teams back at it tomorrow night. 10:05 first pitch. Bryce Elder on the bump for the Braves. The 2-2. Swing. Chops it towards the hole. Allen's there. Fires it to first. And another Gold Glove effort by Nick Allen. 6-3 in your scorecard. 2 down. Man, that kid can pick it. It's a shame he's not a better hitter than what he is. He can absolutely pick it over there at short. As fun as Arcia was to watch in his prime, Allen's just as much. They do it in different styles. Arcia was all arm. Allen's all about that range and the accuracy of his arm. First pitch on the way there to Butler is right there for inside for a ball. It's 1-0. I mean, we've seen some pretty good shortstops in Braves country. We've been kind of spoiled over the years. You think about Angelton Simmons and Fakal. Even Jeff Blauser was a good defensive shortstop. He wasn't the greatest hitter, but he was a solid defensive shortstop. But nothing like these guys here. Butler 2 for 2 with the walk, 2 home runs. One was an inside the Parker. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 1-2. 1-2 count. Brings it, 97-mile-an-hour fastball, hammered down the line, but it'll go foul towards this really cool area that they got down there. I don't know what it is, but it's like looks like an open-air restaurant bar with a deck. The 1-2. Down and in. 2-2. It looks like a neat place to watch a game, to be honest. They'll only be out there for a couple of seasons, but if y'all haven't seen the view of that new stadium that they're building in Las Vegas, that thing is unbelievable. Two count, 2 outs. Murph had to go get a new glove. Pitch on the way. Swing. Pops it up. Slams the bat. Riley's got it, and that'll end the inning. All right, we got him right where we want him. 3 field goals. We're back in this baby. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 6th we go.
Yo, I guess I'm gonna need to be the one to explain to all of the 40-year-old people and above, so 40 plus. Yo, you guys keep sending out these thumbs up emojis. Yo, we depict the thumbs up as a it's rude. You're rude.
All right, those of you that had thumbs up emoji on your bingo from hell card, go ahead and mark it off, because that's the world we now live in. Younger generations are offended, bothered by, consider rude, triggered by a thumbs up emoji.
So, for example, if you spend $100 and you get a $10 reward, you just made $10.
That's not accurate. That's not how that works.
Yeah, because now in a future purchase, you just saved yourself $10. If you return an item at the store, you just earn money. So if you return something and buy something at the same time, it was free.
I feel like...
Or this one's so good. Like if you go to Starbucks or Dunkin' and you use your app, you scan and pay, it's free because that money was already there.
I'm never gonna have money.
What do you mean?
This is your mindset when you go to a store?
This is just how girl math works.
Girl math isn't a thing!
Armchair.
In 1973, a period of Watergate turmoil in Washington. In October, the Reds were playing the Mets in the National League Championship Series, and Potter Stewart was hearing, I won't quite say listening to, oral arguments in the Supreme Court, and he had a law clerk feeding him information on what was going on elsewhere. And at one point, the clerk handed him a slip of paper, and on it said, Cranepool flies to right, Agnew resigns.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley to start off this inning is right inside there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty, righty. The 0-1. Change up off the plate, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch, swing, rips it towards left field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Coming up, firing it towards second. Here comes the throw to second base. And Riley, long single. What are we doing here? I guess he didn't want him. I guess Goodwin held him, it looks like. I'm getting the replay of it. Goodwin held him. Probably thinking, well, we're down 10-1. Don't want to get thrown out. And I get that, but at the same token, we're down 10-1. I want some action. Regardless, base hit by Riley.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
First pitch on the way to Sean Murphy is a slider. Just grabs the side of the zone. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Murphy 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a foul out. The 1-1. Chases a changeup well off the plate, 1-2. I mean, that pitch was 3 inches off the plate, and he went diving for it. That's what Springs tries to do to 3. That was 5 inches off the plate. That was in the other batter's box. And he was trying to pull it. The 1-2, pops it up. Easy, lazy fly ball to center. 1 away. 1 down. And Marcell Ozuna will be the batter. Ozuna. 1 for 2 on the day. Double to center his first time up. Grounded out to short his last time up. I think if he was ever going to get off the schneid, he could slam one out of here. First pitch is a four-seam fastball, 2 inches off the plate with ease. Called for a strike, and Ozuna looks back and gives him the what for. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Sweeper grabs the outer edge off the plate, but he's been calling that all night. 0-2. That was actually a pretty nifty sweeper. It had a lot of bend to it. It was off the plate, but Whitson, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing back there. The 0-2. Swing, slaps it foul. Ozuna looks like he broke his bat on that swing, but he'll get a new one. Phillies lead the Giants 3-1 there in the 8th inning. Giants are wearing those, I don't know if y'all have seen them, those god-awful City Connect jerseys that they wear. Not the orange ones. I can almost deal with those bright oranges. These are black, and they look, I don't know. Is the 0-2. Misses high 1 and 2. I don't know how to explain. It looks like something somebody would design in the 1990s, thinking that's how you were going to dress in the 2020s. It's awful. 1-2 count. Ozuna. You talk about a power outage. 1-2. Swing, lifts it. High into center field. That will not even get to the warning track for out number 2. He says he's fine, he's healthy. I just don't buy it. The balls that he has hit that has just died. I'd be willing to bet that injury is affecting his swing to where he's not getting enough torque. Because he's not the same batter. Ozzie Albies, speaking of people who aren't the same, first pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Sweeper in the dirt, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Flip it over to first real quick. Yeah, John, I think the only reason why they're not resting Zoo is, although they did the other day, they want something to be able to trade, and if he's sitting on the pine because of injury, the 0-1, swing, pops it up into center field. That'll die right before the warning track for out number 3. Braves go down in order except for Riley getting the base hit. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th, trailing 10-1.
Supposed to drink water now. When did that start? Do you remember any time of any moment in childhood that some adult told you, hey, gotta drink water? No, my guy. I'm talking every single sport. Running in the summer, 9-10 hours a day in the blistering heat. Not one single adult told me, drink water. I thought you only drink water like after gym. Did not know you were supposed to be drinking this much water. Then there are like 8 glasses? 8 glasses of water in a day? I didn't drink 8 glasses of water through the 80s, 90s, early 2000s combined.
Hello. A political poll. I never have before, but go ahead, shoot. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Who? Oh, right. I don't know. Yeah, I'm already on the phone, okay? I'm taking a poll.
My apologies. Carry on.
Sorry about that, guy. Go ahead. I don't know.
How could you not know that? Would you just hang up, please? Why should I? The man's conducting a political poll, and he has the right to speak to someone who's now an ignoramus. If you're so smart, why did you tell him that your total salary last year was $12? That was after taxes.
One of the most flamboyant owners was Charles O. Finley of the Oakland Athletics. He was an old-fashioned autocratic entrepreneur with revolutionary ideas. And for 3 years in a row, 1972, 73, and 74, they were the best team in baseball. They had 3 key players, Joe Rudy, Bert Campaneris, and Reggie Jackson, and 3 superb pitchers, Vida Blue, Raleigh Fingers, and Jim Hunter, a North Carolina farmer whom Finley dubbed Catfish because he thought a countrified nickname would add to his box office appeal.
Welcome back. De Los Santos goes back to work. First pitch slider to Schumann, the number 2 hitter, in for the injured Wilson. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. 1-0. Max Schumann. Swing and a miss. 1-1. 1-1 count. Really cool backdrop behind the right center field. The bridge heading in or heading out of Sacramento, however you look at it. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. One-two count. It's funny that Max Schumann, if you get a side view of him, he looks just like Stephen Vogt, the current Guardians manager and ex-Braves catcher. Keeps throwing me off every time I see it. 1-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires. Swing. Lifts it to center field. Taking a couple of steps over to his right, making the catch is Stuart Fairchild. It's 1 down. We're like a mash unit trying to get to the All-Star break. Ronald Acuna Jr. out. Back stiffness. I don't know if that's going to require an IL stint or not, but happened during the batting cages. First pitch to Rooker is inside. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Misses. Almost clipped his jersey going by. It's 1-0. 1-0. Rooker, who hit his 19th home run of the year earlier tonight, takes the 1-0 for a strike up top on the outer edge. It's 1-1. Wish that 3D did it justice on what the backdrop looks like behind the outfield wall. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. As of right now, they've got Spencer Strider to pitch Thursday. 1-2. Way outside wide, four-seam fastball, 2-2. And then somebody's going to have to make, whether it's Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, somebody's going to have to make either a bullpen game, which Snicker sounded like he was against, or is the 2-2 outside wide, 3-2. Or they're going to have to call somebody up. Full count. Payoff pitch. Swing. Just got a piece of it. We'll do it again. Payoff pitch. De Los Santos brings it. Swing. Dribbles it over to short. And Allen's got it. Flips it to first. 2 down. Two up, 2 down, and Kurtz will be the batter. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Funny, Bowman had a... That's going to be it. They're going to go and grab De Los Santos. Why? I mean, what's he doing? he's managing... All of a sudden, he's managing the bullpen like it's a close game. Why didn't he have De Los Santos? I give up. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. On this date, 1939, a wall of Japanese beetles forms in front of the home dugout before the first game of a doubleheader with the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium. Removing 5,000 insects doesn't prevent the problem from returning later in the month. On this date, 1962, with Stan Musial's 3 home runs, the St. Louis Cardinals soundly defeat the Mets at the Polo Grounds 15-1. Stan the Man, at 41 years old, becomes the oldest major leaguer to ever accomplish the feat. He misses another opportunity to bat in the 9th after being replaced in the previous frame by pinch runner Bobby Gene Smith. And on this date, in 1973, after losing 17-2 in the previous ball game the day before and dropping a doubleheader on this date at County Stadium, Ranger skipper Whitey Herzog accuses the Brewers of cheating, saying, quote, "Can you imagine a damn team that has to cheat to beat us?" Unquote. The very animated Texas skipper contends the mascot uses white glove costume hands to relay signs from the center field chalet, clapping once for a curve and twice for a fastball. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. First pitch from Austin Cox to Kurtz is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 four-seam fastball misses inside, 1-1. One count. Right there. Grab the edge. Now all of a sudden he's pinching the zone. 2-1. Don't really understand the philosophy of not letting De Los Santos finish that inning. It's a 10-1 game. It seems like he's over micromanaging a game that so many games we've seen before where he's just like, screw it. We'll just have someone take a beating out there. The 2-2 misses down and in, 3-2. Was he told before the game that if he doesn't win this series, that he's going to have to find his own way home? The payoff pitch. Swing, hit hard on the ground over to Ozzie. Ozzie's got it, fires it to first. Good defensive play by the Wiz, and that'll end the inning. A's go down 1-2-3. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Braves trail by 9.
It's like all I do is work, go home, blink twice, and my ass back at work. It's a never-ending cycle.
What are we listening to?
What the? Why did you turn it off?
I don't know that.
It's Travis Kelce's girlfriend.
Who?
The tight end. Travis Kelce's girlfriend.
Well, I know Travis Kelce. Who's he dating?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor's.
Yeah, she's been all over Travis Kelce's TikTok lately.
Is she the party in the party
clout.
in the USA one?
No, that's Miley Cyrus. Much more talented.
Oh yeah, that Hannah Montana chick.
Yeah.
Is
Hannah Montana way better than
Taylor Swift? Why does that sound so familiar?
Yeah, the song. She was big in country in like 2008.
Oh no! She the something with the
Garbage.
stupid screen doors.
She's been on Travis.
Yeah, I remember that dumbass. Yeah.
So literally, she's now trying to literally like chase clout with Travis Kelce. Right?
She did the same thing with John Mayer.
Absolutely
John
not.
Mayer, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not a joke anymore.
You know what?
This is
You know what's
funny.
Prince of Persia? What's the guy's name?
Jacob
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm Team Jake.
Armchair.
Excuse me, sir, why are you a Mets fan?
I'm not.
Then why are you here?
I came with my buddy.
Is he a Mets fan?
I doubt it.
Excuse me, madam, do you like the Mets?
Mets. Who likes the Nets?
Then why are you here?
This is a ball game. Excuse me, sir. Are you a Mets fan? Why don't you get lost? I'm trying to watch the ball game.
Nobody worked the corners the way Catfish Hunter did. He would start inside and outside and up and down. If the umpire was giving him a call, then he would widen the plate and widen the plate. Plate is 17 inches wide, and batters used to say that by the end of the game, he was throwing to a 22-inch wide plate. But I remember Catfish Hunter losing a World Series game after he'd won a lot. The reporters rushed over thinking they'd find him crestfallen or gloomy or silent. And he was just the same as he'd been before, and he finally said, well, he said, the sun don't shine on the same dog's ass every afternoon.
Welcome back. Stuart Fairchild will lead us off. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball. Right there, first strike. It's 0-1. Justin Sterner will come on to pitch the 0-1. Swing, pops it back foul. It's 0-2. Sterner with a 4.2 ERA in 31 appearances. The 0-2 count. Caught looking strike three. Cutter right there on the edge. Fairchild mentioned this a few innings ago. You're not going to be able to work the count in a 10-1 game. That'll bring Eli White to the plate, the one shining star tonight. He had a solo shot, a 452 blast, 452-foot blast. His last time up. First pitch on the way is off the plate wide. It's 1-0. Someone was asking about the odds of the Braves sweeping the series. It wasn't good. I'll tell you that right now because it was a pick'em today on this game. 1-0. Right off the plate. 2-0. Depending on when you jumped onto which site, the Braves were underdogs in this game a couple of times. The 2-0, swing, lifts it, pops it up. Should be an easy fly ball into shallow center field. Making the catch is the second baseman, Zach Geloff. 2 down. 2 down, and Nick Allen will be the batter. First pitch on the way, 93-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Nick Allen 1 for 2 on the day. Hit a single his last time up. 1-0 misses. 2-0. 2-0 count. Manager of the Athletics nowadays is Mark Kotze. He's a former Brave. The 2-0, swing and a miss. 2-1. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball up in his kitchen. It's 2-2. The 2-2 count. 93 misses high, 3-2. Yeah, it's not Ted Turner, but we need a drunk billionaire to buy the Braves. That's what we need. Someone who wants to win, someone who doesn't care about finance. At 3-2, chops it over towards short. Play is, he's going to be safe. I don't know what happened there. Did he lose the grip on the ball? Schumann took a second to get the ball out of his hands, and the next thing you know, Nick Allen was flying down the line, and he is safe. I believe that's going to be an infield single. Yeah, that's what it was. He juggled the ball. We'll see how they actually play it.
Hitting, not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity v in relation to the trajectory t, in which g, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
So Profar will grab the bat. First pitch swinging, pops it back foul, out of play. 0-1. Jurickson Profar 0 for 3. The 0-1 pops it up. That's going to be a can of corn in foul territory next to home plate. Langoliers makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Braves trail 10-1.
What sound is that?
A dinosaur.
A what?
Dinosaur.
It's a what?
Dinosaur.
Make the sound again. Oh, you talking about them things from Jurassic Park?
Hey, I got a quick question for all the Caucasian homies out there. Cottage cheese?
You know what? Fair enough. Good question. I've got a follow-up question. Chitlins?
But even Finley's championship A's couldn't draw 1 million fans a year. All across the American League, attendance figures lagged behind the harder-hitting National League. In 1973, to remedy that imbalance, Finley and other owners pressured the American League to try an experiment, the designated hitter, which allowed a better-hitting player to bat for the pitcher without removing that pitcher from the game. Everybody adopted the designated hitter. Everybody but the oldest organization in professional baseball, the National League. From then on, the national pastime would be played under 2 sets of rules.
I remember 1972, before Bowie Kuhn and Charles Finley took bat out of my hand for good. Didn't allow me to hit. Lolich had me 0-2, and I moved up on the box, to take away his curveball. New Freehand saw me do it. So Lolich tried to bust me inside with a fastball, or so I was guessing, and he did. And I hit a line shot to right field. And Al Kaline, who was the ancient mariner of their ball club's already a statue. He came in, the ball went under his glove, rounded first, rounded second. I came around third, and it would have been an inside the park home run for sure, but I had never been there before. And I'm looking for Popowski, and if people know the Red Sox, Popowski's only 3'6", and I couldn't pick him up in the crowd, but he was way down the line waving me home, and I came around third, and I couldn't pick him up, and I slowed up. Finally, he held me up, or would have had inside the park home run. That was my last at bat in a Red Sox uniform.
Welcome back. First pitch from Cox to Langoliers is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swing. Bangs it down the line. It's 0-2. An 0-2 count. Lefty-righty matchup to Langoliers. The 0-2. Curveball in the dirt goes bouncing to the backstop. It's 1-2. Y'all talking about Ted Turner. He was married to Jane Fonda. I thought it was longer than that. It was only 10 years. Man, there were a lot of people that hated the Braves because of it. The 1-2 outside wide, 2-2. I remember getting in so many conversations with people in the 90s that would not pull for the Braves because of Jane Fonda. And then ran into many people afterwards that thought they were still married. The 2-2. Ball's hammered down the line. Foul. We'll do it again. She is not a popular figure, and him being married to her while he owned the Braves, it hurt the brand, that's for sure. 2-2 count. Pops it back foul. Remember that nonsense she tried to do to try to get rid of the tomahawk chop? Was that the 91 or 92 season that she was 2-2 in the dirt? Full count. What a jackass. She tried to tell people not to do the chop, but instead move your hand forward just like you would doing the chop, but put the 1 out like we're number 1. The payoff pitch. Swing, hammers it down the line, foul. You couldn't find a better person to represent the Braves. You could look for a century and not find a worse person. The payoff pitch. Fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. Full count. Lefty-righty matchup. The pitch swung on, pops it up. And even that ball, that looked like it should be a shallow fly ball, and it almost got all the way to the warning track. Eli is there for the catch, 1 away. Colby Thomas will be the batter. He is batting for Soderstrom, probably just to give him the night off. The A's leading 10-1. First pitch on the way is a slider up top for his strike. It's on 1. I doubt it's because they want the lefty-righty matchup. I doubt that Kotze's out there wheeling and dealing the same way that Snicker is, as the pitch is in the dirt. Do it again, 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, hammers it down the line, foul, 1-2. Same 2 teams back tomorrow night. Bryce Elder on the bump. Maybe we'll have a little better fortune. The 1-2. Swing, chops it back, foul. We'll do it again. Austin Cox, he may be asked to go 1 more inning and then send him. Maybe he's the one that gets sent down. Sitting at 20 pitches is the 1-2. Swing and a missed, strike 3. Ball gets away. Murph jumps on it, flips it over to first. 2 down. You got to figure there's got to be an outside way that he could make. He could get through this inning and the next in under 35 pitches, and they would probably send him down towards the All-Star break and bring someone else back up. First pitch on the way, the slider down and in. Just want to know. I'd rather keep him up though. Not if they're going to bring back that Jimmy Herget again. Keep Cox up and just let him stay on the mend for a couple of days. 4-seam fastball's right there at the edge. It's 1-1. When I saw they sent him back down, Herget, I was like, "Are you kidding me? The one guy that they don't want, they're not out of options with, they can't just kick to the side." So, of course, he would be untouchable. 1-1 count. Outside wide, 2-1. The 2-1. Down below the knees. 3-1. It almost has like a spring training atmosphere there with the grassy knoll they have out there, the kids rolling around on it. The 3-1 pitch is hammered into left field just past Austin Riley in the 5-6 hole, and it's a worm burner to keep the inning alive. Muncy, his second hit on the night. He homered earlier, and that'll make him 2 for 4 and bring Zach Geloff to the plate. Geloff is one of the few guys who hasn't done much tonight. Him and Langoliers are over. He has struck out twice. I'm sorry, he struck out 3 times so far. First pitch on the way. Swing, lifts it into center field. Running over, making the catch, and that'll end the inning. Well, that's one way not to strike out. 1 pitch, 1 out. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 8th we go. Braves trail by 9.
I don't know who needs to hear this today, but whatever you're going through is going to get better. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better, but it will eventually get better. Or it won't. You know, you may be...
The home Met team waving their outfielders in. Here's Rick Camp with a game on the line. 2 outs and no one on base.
Well, they could go to another pitcher, but in 18 innings, they've used just about everybody.
No, the only 3 guys left are Bedrosian, Perez, and Zane Smith. There's a strike 0-2.
So they've researched that, and they figure that Camp is the best hitter of the 3 left.
It'll be an 0-2 pitch. And he is at the deep left. Heat goes back. It is gone. Holy cow! Oh my goodness! I don't believe it! I don't believe it! Rick Camp! Rick Camp! I don't believe it! That certifies this game as the whack wild, most improbable game in history.
Nobody can believe it. Camp makes it 11-11, his first Major League homer.
I mean, unbelievable.
There was a time, according to Jim Lefevre, when he was playing with the Dodgers, and they had the great pitching staff, particularly Koufax and Drysdale. And they were sitting around early in the season going down the whole National League. And they were trying to figure out how to pitch to these guys. And they'd say, Banks, well, pitch to Banks this way. And Mays, pitch to him that way. And Eddie Matthews, low and away. They finally came to, someone said, Henry Aaron. Dead silence in the Dodgers clubhouse. Finally, a voice piped up and said, make sure there's no one on when he hits it out.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson. Cuts on the inside, misses for a ball. Righty-lefty matchup. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, pops it back behind home plate. Langolier gives chase. Bounces into the crowd. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves trail 10-1. Top of the 8th here. Olson, Riley, Sean Murphy due up. 1-1. Swing, sizzles it back, foul to the backstop. 1-2. Matt Olson, former Athletic, along with Nick Allen and Sean Murphy, the 1-2. Swing, fouls it back. Of course, this isn't their old stomping grounds. We're in Sacramento tonight. One-two count. Sterner about to throw his 19th pitch of the night. The 1-2. Misses high, 2-2. Two count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tomorrow, 10:05 first pitch. You do have some day. They've taken some day games out. You normally used to have a lot of day games on Wednesdays, but I guess they have taken a lot of those out in the summer months. You do have a few of them. Tomorrow's the first pitch to Riley's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swing. That ball's hammered towards right. Sliding, making a wonderful catch out there is Lawrence Butler for a nifty out number 2. Man, he's had himself a night. Good defensive sliding catch. Not sure if he caught the ball or the ball caught him. Of course, he's also got an inside the park home run tonight and one that he hit outside the park. Man, that ball was hit hard. Good play by Butler. You got the Blue Jays and White Sox tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and the Dodgers and Brewers as well. And at 3:45, Phillies and Giants, and then you get into the nighttime games. First pitch to Murphy, misses for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Cutter, 1-1. They're calling that a cutter, but it's really acts more like a slider. 1-1 count. Swing hits that ball back up the middle, but it's right into the teeth of the defense. 4-3 put out, and the Braves go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th, trailing 10-1.
Should we start drinking now so we have a nice buzz when we get there? We're only going to Walmart.
Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Today's guest, my radiator. Anything else? Thanks.
Bro, I ain't got to worry about my wife cheating. I got to worry about her driving like she got 9 lives, running her mouth like she's 6'4", and if she's actually ate anything today, or if she's just still running off pure rage and caffeine.
I ain't nothing but an old country gal. You know, I like sitting outside, sitting by the campfire, drinking Coors, waving at neighbors, petting my dog, drinking some more Coors. It ain't nobody bothering you about nothing.
You better not be burning any trash over there.
You
armchair.
For 20 years, Henry Louis Aaron had been the quietest of superstars, self-assured, utterly reliable, intensely private. Born in Mobile, Alabama, seasoned in the Negro Leagues, he played brilliantly for the Braves, first in Milwaukee and then in Atlanta. But as the 1973 season drew to a close, he was suddenly the focus of even more attention than Roger Maris had endured 12 years earlier. He was just 15 home runs short of Babe Ruth's lifetime record of 714.
Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. All right. A Luke Williams sighting. Luke Williams will come to the bump, fires the first pitch. They're calling it a slider. Get the hell out of here. The thing went like 60 miles an hour. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Fisted back foul. 1-1. I wonder if you get a better look if you were in the action spot with his pitches. Probably not. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Trying to see the best view we could get from his. The 1-2. This might be the best view. Down and away, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. We found a closer. 1 away. Cool hand Luke. I think that's the only thing that keeps him on this team. Now, I'll tell you what, when he struck out Kyle Schwarber the other night, that was just gold. First pitch on the way is 67 off the plate. It's 1-0. I'm not going to call that a slider. That's not a damn slider. The 1-0. 58. Outside wide, 2-0. 2-0 count. Swing, fouls it back. 2-1. You'll see a 2-pitch mix from Luke Williams, slow and slower. The 2-1 pops it up high into left field, coming over, making the easy catch. For out number 2 is Profar. Butler He was wanting to go for the downs for a third home run. Bet he is sitting there going, are you kidding me? The guy that gets me out is Luke Williams. Cool hand Luke, 2 up, 2 down. Pitch on the way, swing. Lifts it high and deep into center field. Going back on the track, making the catch at the wall is Fairchild, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. Cool hand Luke shutting him down here in Cali.
Dad!
What?
I know you drink a lot, but what the heck?
What do you mean?
Look what you had me for lunch yesterday. Half a taco from dinner last night. A hot dog bun. A whole thing of Greek yogurt.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
A piece of lettuce. A strawberry. A raw egg and a fat carrot.
Oh my God. Would you just go get dressed for school?
I tell you, I never thought I'd get a chance to do this right here. This is about the 4th inning. I went, this game's kind of dragging on a bit. I wouldn't blame them if they found out, that it's going to be a little bit longer and they went on to bed. I appreciate y'all staying. It means the world to me. People all the way up in the upper deck, people down here in the lower bowl, man, I love y'all so much. I'm so proud to be a St. Louis Cardinal for this long and to win 200 games the other day with everybody supporting me. It was a dream come true. The first one's called Hey Y'all, and it's all about growing up in the South. It's all about good manners, and sitting up straight, and respecting your elders, and I hope you like it. Let's play it for him, Gary.
300 writers who had largely ignored him till now began traveling with the team, determined to be on hand when he broke the record. But at season's end, his total was still 1 short of tying Ruth's mark. The pressure from the media and the fans continued all winter long. I was a prisoner in my own apartment, he said. I lived like an outcast in my own country. At one point, he was receiving 3,000 letters a day, most of them unsigned. I don't want them to forget Ruth, Hank Aaron said. I just want them to remember me.
Elvis Alvarado's coming to the mound. 4.82 ERA. Righty-righty matchup to face Marcell Ozuna to lead it all in the 9th. First pitch on the way is 4-seam down and in. It's 0-1. Yeah, maybe the Braves can make a scare into the A's like the Diamondbacks did to us. The 0-1. Swing. Lifts it high, but not very deep. It's going to be an easy catch for Clark in the center field. 1 down. I'm telling you, there's no way Ozuna's healthy. One up, 1 down. Ozzie Albies will be your batter. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to Ozzie is 99 high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing. Chops it over to second. 4-3 on the putout. 2 down. Two down, and Fairchild would be the batter. Thought maybe they would give Michael Harris a swing, but I guess they want him to sit for the whole game. First pitch on the way to Fairchild is a chopper, foul down the line, breaks down to the last out. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Slider in the dirt makes it 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Spencer says Giants just walked off Philly. I see that in the background. How did they do that, Spencer? I didn't see the play. The 1-1. Swing, slaps it right over to second base. Hard hit ball, but right at the second baseman. Geloff to Kurtz, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the game. Braves lose a tough one, 10-1. At least they did it in somewhat quick fashion. The game will finish in just under 2.5 hours. Braves, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. Fuentes getting the loss, is 0-3 on the year. The Athletics, 10 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Springs with the win. He'll go to 7-6. Fuentes' ERA will jump to 13.85. Jesse Chavez did yeoman's work, came in 8-3 innings. De Los Santos and Cox combined for 3 themselves, and then Cool Hand Luke with 1 inning of relief. He's got his ERA down to 6. We need to extend this guy, man. Let's put him in the bullpen. I still keep waiting. Maybe if they trade everybody off, we finally get a chance to see the kid that we had down. Well, not kid, but the ex-infielder that we had down on the farm last year who was trying out the knuckleball. Braves lose this one 10-1. We'll see you tomorrow night. 10:05 first pitch will come on the air about 9:30. And, man, the hits keep on getting hit. Get a good night of sleep, Braves country. Glad you're here with me, because tell you what, these are long nights, and they'd be even longer if I was talking to myself. We'll see you mañana. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.